U.N Spacey Wolf Squadron. This is Wolf Tan Media, the Wolf Tan Commander. You're a werewolf, everybody. Bringing bringing you guys out yet again for another Wolf Commander Rambles. Today's topic will be, why do so many writers fixate on the villains? So much to the point where they fixate so much on the villains to the point where they even make the heroes that they're supposed to be writing into villains, or they have heroes do morally questionable things that put them in the same category as the villains, or to the point where there's no difference between the hero and the villain, or at least they have this sort of ultimate aim to make it seem like the line is blurred between hero and villain. Let me welcome to the chat everyone. First person to say anything in the stream was the professor. He was wishing me a great stream. Obviously, he was giving me a shout out early as possible. Then we have my wingman within the chat, the immaculate traveling scribe, Ivan. Say hello to everybody, Ivan. I'm pretty well. You guys already done it. I see in the chat. We also have Chris P, Brian Gill Martin, and Casey Scott doing his trademark. Hey, and he's listening from the work. So welcome everybody. So this has been quite a thing that I've been that's been wrapping around on my mind since the time I've been listening to. If you guys haven't heard of this channel, it is called The Fourth Age. RJ is the man behind the YouTube channel, and he has produced a lot of content about the way modern writers have written a lot of the Marvel characters, the DC characters. I'm calling them characters because they're not heroes in my eyes at this point. I don't even justify their superhero names anymore. I go them by their civilian names because they pretty much acting in the same light as what civilians who have not really who are not always who believe that they're not bound by the laws and commit crimes is what I'm saying. If they're basically behaving street level criminals, like street level criminals. So one thing I wanted to talk about is the fixation on villains from an audience standpoint, a writer standpoint, and just a casual viewer standpoint. Why the fixation? Why do we enjoy villains? Why do we enjoy villains? Why do we love villains? Why do we always try to hope to look for an interesting villain as opposed to an interesting hero? I also want to give my thoughts on how I try to write my villains. I'll give my thoughts on what to me makes a good villain, or at least nowadays what really draws me into a certain villain, and the types of villains that I like the most. We'll get into that too. Granted, this might be a short stream. We'll see. How, depending on your comments, how long this discussion will go. Um, Also, I would like for anybody in here to share this stream just in case to get more, try to get more audience. You know what I'm saying? Get some more audience. Get a discussion open here. But I'll start now with the discussion. So, you've noticed that we've had a rise in villain centered movies as of now. Since the time we had Maleficent in the Disney live action movies. I'm calling them live action movies. I'm not calling them remakes. They do not count as remakes. They're count in my honest opinion, Jungle Book is the only live action remake. That and Peace Dragon, but that's another discussion for another time, guys. But like we had Maleficent 1 and 2. We've later had I believe we had Into the Woods, which centered around the witch that grants each character the wishes. We also had Wicked, which was a book that was also adapted to a play, and I'm pretty sure they're probably going to adapt that into a live movie too. If you guys don't know what Wicked is, it's basically the Wizard of Oz, but told through the witch's perspective, the Wicked Witch of the West's perspective. And I've heard many times of Cat badmouth in that story, which was which was amazing, very amazing to hear. So, Cat, if you ever come across this stream, shout out to you for trashing Wicked. I ain't even read the book, nor have I seen the play. So I do like the idea of seeing it from the witch's perspective, but mm, we also have Venom, which I still enjoy. Granted, I also agree with Professor Geek. It's not really a way to approach Venom like that. To me, honestly, if I was writing Venom, I would have made it a Jekyll and Hyde take rather than a superhero take on Venom. We also had the Joker, which I refuse to watch that one because of my own reason. That being the same reason why I won't watch the Batman that got pushed back for 2 years due to the unfortunate confirmation of Robin Pattinson, the lead actor, contracting the virus. Which to me, I hope the man gets well. That goes for anybody who's gotten the virus, whether I like them or not. I hope they get well. And most of the reason why I refuse to see both of those movies, though I have peeked at the Joker a few times at my movie theater that I work at. The reason why I don't want to watch them is because I'm so sick of Batman related content in comics, in the media, in video games, movies. Period. I'm sick of Batman saturation. Not saying that I don't like Batman as a character. You guys all know I'm a Superman fan, but I'll enjoy a Batman story if it's good, if it's well written. I mean, I have Under the Red Hood as one of my favorite Batman collections, but it's not only that we're getting a Batman content, we also getting a movie about his most famous villain, the Joker, which we're supposed, which is to me, it's like it's too it's too how would one put that right there was like just the wrong approach to even go for a villain centric story. And it really worries me that with that being a success, whether or not what people think of that movie, we all know it's the controversy around that movie, but it really worries me that we're probably going to get more movies centered around villains now, and where the consensus behind that type of push is trying to push onto this idea that we're supposed to relate to the villain way more than the hero, and we're not supposed to relate to villains. We're not that for us to relate to the villains. I mean, we can understand them, but relate to them. I'm supposed to relate to a psycho clown. Now, grant that movie is not meant. It's not meant to for you to relate to the Joker. You're supposed to relate to the man behind the Joker, Arthur Fleck. You're supposed to relate to his plight and his downtrodden story before, at least before he becomes the Joker. Then I would say if I was to actually get off my high horse about the whole no Batman content clause, if I ever went out of my way to watch that movie, I'll be inclined to sympathize with Arthur Fleck, but I'm not going to sympathize with him once he becomes the Joker, because given to the fact that how he was treated in that movie, from what I've seen up until that point when the infamous scene that a lot of people liked, I'm like, yeah, I'm supposed to still feel sorry for this guy. Or in the case of any any other villain, like say Mr. Freeze, like I pity the man, but I'm not gonna relate to him. I don't know what it's like to always wear a suit that regulates my body temperature to sub-zero temperatures so I can stay alive. I wouldn't know what was like to lose a wife through an illness. I'm not even a scientist to study biology and medical practices. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I wouldn't even know how to build a freeze gun. So how am I supposed to relate to Mr. Freeze other than the fact that he was dealt a bad hand in life and he choose to go through a life of crime. That's another thing why I don't relate to villains. They chose to do wrong. You know, they chose they chose a life of crime. And again, a lot of these writers and a lot of viewers who tries to push on this idea that we're supposed to relate to the villains. It's like you really have a very skewed idea of how relatability is supposed to be. You know, the to which I that's why I say to them like you have a very skewed idea of who you're supposed to relate to because they tend to see or look at the heroes as supposedly the privileged the overprivileged people because they do good. You know, people like say Sama Amanud or Cena Grace or any of the Marvel writers tend to have this perception that the good guys represent the rich and privileged. They represent people who do good for the sake of attention, of glory, or even for celebrity kicks. That's how they seem to view the heroes. And that's why they're writing them in such a way that we're like, what? Superman wouldn't do that. Spider-Man wouldn't do that. Not even dare I say it, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, who I oh my goodness, what they have done with Captain Marvel is very villainous. The fact that she has a, a giant ship that monitors everything that goes on onto the planet. She imposes such of her views, her word views on things. Let's get to the whole fact that they write the heroes as villains. You have Captain Marvel basically being a dictator from what, like I said, I'm borrowing from what RJ has said about the Captain Marvel books that he's read up to this point. The views that he's done. She's basically a dictator. She's no longer a hero. She doesn't save. She hardly saves the world. And as a matter of fact, let's get into the heroes of Marvel so far. They're spending more time fighting each other than they are at the other villains. Half the time, when you do have an action scene with a hero versus a villain, it's it's done. The hero beats the villain instantly, especially the ones that they're trying to push into the all new, all different lineup, which I'm pretty sure that's starting to run its course now. They're trying to focus on some new stuff. I have no hope for it surviving either. There's no longevity in what they're pushing in Marvel nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It really irks me that I see more of heroes fighting heroes instead of the villains. Yet they also have this. The page covers are alive. Let's go with that as well. The page covers are alive. Half the time you have heroes about to fight villains, but when you open up a book, most of the time it's either Captain Marvel talking down to Iron Man or Captain America, or sometimes you have say Kamala Khan talking down to other heroes, mostly male heroes, and that's mostly throughout the whole story, and it ends. It don't You don't have an action scene, you don't have a villain. They say they have a villain that's doing something here and there, but none of the heroes are getting onto it. All they're doing is arguing, which goes back to what I was saying in the Transformers stream on Tuesday. Everybody talks in argument, but in the case of the social justice rhetoric, they talk in preachy dictator-ish tones. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Preachy dictator-ish tones. That's basically what a dictator says. If you read what they're saying, they're trying to dictate their lines to you. And I don't mean to bring this whole social justice narrative up, but that's basically what the social justice warriors are. Technically, they're number one bullies, number two dictators, and that's why they relate to the villains more, because the villains are the bullies. The villains are, in the case of Doctor Doom, dictators. But in the case of Doctor Doom, we often give Doctor Doom the pass. Okay, we give him a pass because he's often described as a benevolent dictator. Everybody is cool with Doom being on top in Latveria. We all know that, right? But but here's the thing: we're not supposed to relate to Doctor Doom because we don't know anything about world domination, and we don't know anything about the science that he applies to his mechanizations. We don't know anything about being a dictator, and nor do we want to be a dictator. Do any of you guys in the chat want to be a dictator? Would you want to be a hero, or do you want to be a dictator? If you want to be a leader, would you try to dictate everything to your followers, or do you want them to stand with you in the sunlight next to you, even if they stumble? You lead to the dawn, right? But you don't want to rope them up, chain them. You don't want any of that. And that's why I say like whenever time I hear in some of my circles, they're like, oh, I like this villain. I'm like, why you like him? Well, because I understand him, but I also relate to his plight. Like, but you're not supposed to relate to this villain. He's still a villain. What really let's get into one thing that really triggered me to do this stream was that I was on Twitter one time, and one person I was following tweeted that they have these screenshots of Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy. Nice one, Casey Scott. I'm gonna read that soon. Let me start back. They shared a tweet. This tweeter, I'm calling that tweeter, puts this picture of Batman, Mr. Freeze, and Poison Ivy from Batman and Robin, and in the tweet it said he wanted to make the earth cooler, and she wanted to regrow the forest. Yet we're supposed to side with the billionaire playboy, and I'm like, what? Excuse me? Excuse me. And I threw my 2 cents in there with the person who retweeted it. And I said, did this person forget that all their plans involved human extinction? Like Doctor Mr. Freeze would have frozen everybody in the world, and that would have killed everybody. And she wanted to create plants that would eat people. I'm basically paraphrasing what I'm saying. But I also said this: if you agree and relate to what Mr. Freeze is doing, that says a lot more about you than the billionaire playboy that runs around dressed as a bat, beating up real villains and protecting real innocent civilians in his city. That's what I said. That's where the whole I relate to the villain more than the hero narrative falls flat. Because if you agree with what Freeze was doing in Batman and Robin, that really says a lot about you more than Batman, who actually goes out and save people and use his billionaire company to assist people within the city. They tend to overlook Batman's accomplishments as the man, which is Bruce Wayne. And what I want to say about this is when I mean the man and the woman in the case of the female superhero, I'm talking about the alter ego, the secret identity. I'm talking about the Clark Kents, the Diana Prince, the Bruce Waynes, the Peter Parkers, I'm gonna call him Robert Downey Jr. Oh my goodness, the Tony Starks. I'm talking about the man and the woman. They tend to forget the man and the superhero are separate. So Batman does way more things at the same time. Whether he's running around the streets, kicking bad guy behind, or he can also protect the city by outsourcing his resources to help, say, an orphanage or a youth center or a community center that aids the people of Gotham. He'll probably even put together a bank for say people who are downtrodden to put their money into to keep it protected from the gangs, from the mob, from any evildoer that's going to rob the bank or whatever. He'll even assist the GCPD whenever he can, cut them a check to give them more money so they can get more resources like armor, weapon, patrol cars and stuff like that to keep the city safe. Because the civilians would want the police to be funded to protect them. Now, whatever your stance on the current situation with the police and the criminals and everything that's been going on outside of our bubble, make no mistake, the police is there to protect and serve. Whether you agree with that notion or not, whether you think all cops are bad or you think all cops are good, you can have a conversation with that all you like. But the fact that they have twisted the idea of any support, any good natured support, is really really disturbing. Because once 2020 is done, and maybe in 2022, the words have been redefined and rechanged and restructured. Any goodwill that you try to do to somebody, and you'll be seen as the villain now instead of the hero. All because of these writers that trying to make the villains the heroes and the heroes into villains. They're trying to reverse it. All because of their fixation on the villain. We're not supposed to be fixated on the villain that much. We only get on the villain if he or she is entertaining enough to give the hero an obstacle, an objective, or even say a purpose within a story, within a video game, a movie, what have you. And it's up to us, any of us who are writers, who are creators. It's really up to us to really maintain the structure of what is a hero and what is a villain. It's really imperative for us, myself included. I'm trying to create stuff myself. Y'all know about this. Even my wingman knows about this. Ivan will tell you, it is up to us to create this stuff. We can't always rely on everybody else. We gotta rely on ourselves as well. We gotta do our part. The professor is doing this. Troy is doing this. Netter is doing this. Everybody is on it, and we need to do our part too. Whether we think our stories are good, or whether we don't think it's good. Like, even if you think that your story won't sell, get it out there. If you got a story to tell and you got a great villain, you got a great hero mashup, get it out there. And if you guys don't think you have an interesting villain, then I will say this: don't be too fixated on the villain, but do work your dangest to make them good. Again, what really we're really kind of fed into this fixation what really started this fixation was Thanos from Infinity War. Now, granted, Thanos was a good villain. I will say that Thanos was a good villain, but a lot of people seem to try to write Thanos more, and I'm talking about MCU Thanos. They're trying to write what I like to call the compelling villain. Too much of that. I don't need I don't always need a compelling villain. Sometimes I want a villain that's mustache twirly. We need to bring that one back, the mustache twirling villain, because at least when it comes to the mustache twirling villain, they're honest about their evil. They don't care about others, but what their satisfaction entails. And we need to bring those types back. We need to bring back the mustache twirling villain back. We also need the delightfully evil villain that just enjoys being evil. Like say the Joker. The Joker delights in being evil. We also need the villain that does have that does know what they're doing is wrong, but they had to do it because they had to, which is the understandable villain. I'm pretty sure there's a different term for that. Pretty sure, but I like those type of villains too. The ones that arrived at the conclusion that they did, but they already made peace with they already made peace with what they were doing. And welcome Owen Lister, my other wingman, the Guyver Patriot. Owen Lister is here with us, everybody, and I'm seeing you guys are welcoming him. Heck yeah, dude. He's in it too. All right. We're getting five watchers right now. Okay. Guess the notification is working now. Or maybe it's through the due diligence to you guys sharing this stream. And if it's the latter, thank you guys for doing that. You're doing your part. Speaking of which, are you ready to do your part on Sunday? We have just to plug in the rewatch of Starship Troopers. Are you ready to do your part? And would you like to know more? Anyways, back to what I was saying. The villains thing is, yeah, again, it's really been on my mind for the longest time, and we really have to do our part to bring in every flavor of villain back into the spotlight, not just these so-called relatable villains that the SJWs are pulling out now, which we're seeing. We're often seeing them being turned to heroes or trying to be look. They're trying to design them to look like heroes. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to design the or at least the way how they market the look of the villain in the covers of the comic. They're trying to make them look like they're heroic and stuff, or they're trying to preach this idea that, you know, deep down these villains might have had a sort of tragic backstory. No, not every villain always have a tragic backstory. Darkseid don't even need a tragic backstory. Sometimes you need that. Ooh, throat clear. Ooh, let me clear my throat real quick. Sorry, guys. Mm, mm. Excuse me. Kink. Ooh, okay, that's better. Sometimes we need that villain that's the embodiment of evil, like Darkseid, or even Thanos. In the case of Thanos in the comics, he was more of a, as you would call him, a mad titan. He went mad from seeing the beauty of death, as I like to put it. Like we have the, you have the embodiment of death, but from that notion, he saw the beauty in death. Is how I interpret that, because we all see death as a statue, and she doesn't really reciprocate his courtship towards her. But I always tend to view that as him seeing the beauty in death, which is why he's called the Mad Titan, because he saw the beauty of death, and now he wants to see the beauty in death in everything. Which he killed his race. Let's go with that. He killed just about all the Titans except save for himself in the comics. Now that's just psychotically evil, right? We need stuff like that more in stories where somebody fell from grace just by that kind of circumstance happening. We don't even we don't even know what Thanos was really like way back when in the comics. But I'm pretty sure he's probably was not really a good guy or even a villain to begin with. But he saw death and he wanted to court death, so he ended up wanting to kill half the universe to sate her and get her attention. Or in the case of MCU Thanos, okay, I'm gonna read that soon when I take a break to read your comments, guys. Brian Gilmore is hitting the interesting comments that keeps distracting me. That's nice. Oh, where was I? I'm ready to shut that down too. Anyways, Thanos in the MCU. See, I was compelled to hear him out on his side on why is he doing what he doing, which is lower down the population of every sentient being in the galaxy. But he needed the Infinity Stones to do that, especially especially what happened to Titan in his home world when he chose not to go along with it, or at least no, he didn't choose to go along with it. He was denied the chance to go along with it by his fellow Titan. Yeah, that's what happened. His fellow Titans refused to go along with that idea because everybody knows he was a madman. Yes, he even admits it. He even outright admits it to Doctor Strange. They call me a madman. Yes, you are a madman. And this is something that echoes so much with these environmentalists, these so-called environmentalists, the one that I was talking about. Oh, we need to watch out for global warming. Oh, we need to watch out our Earth is heating up more. Oh, we need to watch. But when you get down to those environmentalists, those so-called environmentalists, the people who are so-called all for the planet, you know what their solutions are? Every single time they bring up this conversation, you want to know what their solutions are? Depopulation of the human race. Every single time I've heard it, they always talking about this depopulation of the human race. Greta Thunberg have said that lots of times. She made it sound like it was under the guise of the patriarchy, and all men must go. They're trying to say they're supposed to wipe out half of they're supposed to wipe out half of the human population, but they always try to sound like they want to wipe out half of men. But to me, they always they have this idea that they want to wipe out all men, which I don't co-sign to that because again, I always ask this question: well, what about me? And if we want to throw race into it, what about black people? Do you want to wipe out the black man too? Me throwing race is secondary though. It's not. It's never always the forefront of my thoughts. When I hear stuff like that, it's more of a secondary thing. That's why I'll never. That's why most of the time, most people don't know that I'm black because that never comes to the forefront of my thoughts. That's secondary. My race is secondary. You know, but I always ask that question every time they suggest that solution. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, buddy. We're not gonna co-sign to that. Same thing with the topic of abortion, which I'm not gonna get into in this stream. This is not that stream tonight, this afternoon. So back to Thanos, yeah. I see his point, but I was nowhere on his side. I was hoping the Avengers were going to kick his butt and take him out in this in Infinity War. I was hoping they were going to succeed, but that was like a very heavy hitting moment in Infinity War. We all know that. We all felt the ending. You know, everybody was shocked in the theater when I was there. We was gasping, we were shouting, we were screaming, we were crying. Oh my goodness, that ending was like the heavy hitter right there. It was the punch. Some people tend to argue about that it made the heroes stupid in that movie. I argue against that. They were not stupid. They were already divided. Doctor Strange hasn't teamed up with any of the Avengers just yet. They're well, the sorcerers were well aware of the Avengers, but they didn't team up with them. So at this point, you're working with a team that didn't really work well together all that much. It was like It was even with the Guardians of the Galaxy. They do their thing their own way, and that's how they lost. They were basically a mismatched team. If put it like this, if we had if we had all the Avengers from jump, we knew that they would have won against Thanos. Steve Rogers would have did his job. Black Widow would have done her job. Everybody would have been doing their job exactly right. But when it came down to Infinity War, you had everybody mishmash. You know what I'm saying? Not mine, Chris P. We were loud. We were loud. Everybody was shocked. I'm telling you right now, bruh. I was I was shocked when Falcon faded away. Everybody was shocked, like, what? Y'all love Falcon too? Don't get me wrong. That's not to say I didn't care for Falcon. I love Falcon. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say I thought the general consensus about everybody who's not a superpowered person, like say Captain America or Thor, or even a guy who wears a power armor like Iron Man. They just didn't really care for that much, like Hawkeye or Falcon. And I was shocked that when Falcon disappeared, everybody everybody was gasping on Falcon. I was like, what? Y'all love Falcon too? Okay. That was an emotional punch right there. I was like, nice. I was like, man, he got the recognition he deserved. I thought people didn't really like him. Let me focus real quick. Let me focus. But yeah, in Infinity War, like I said, that's my take on how they lost, on why they lost, was because everybody was working with a new team, and nobody was. Granted, the fight, when you look at the fight, they actually are trying to stop Thanos, and they almost succeeded. But again, new team that didn't really click well all that much, so that's why they lost. But and that's why people like Thanos so much at that point. But that's only because he like I said, he succeeded because the other side wasn't functioning properly. I mean, if you look back when Thanos got to Earth and got to Wakanda, and you see you see how everybody is taking them on one at a time when they should be taking them on multiple times, like both sides, just like Iron Man and his team. Yeah, you could say under Captain America, everybody's a functioning member in the team, but that was like a big misstep for them to attack on one at a time like that. Granted, there was two people that did try to attack on both angles, but that's only because that I think the reason why they attacked one at a time was the distance. Yeah, that's why they attacked them one at a time. It wasn't the fact that they were like all there and just like, I don't. I have to rewatch that. I'm misremembering a scene. But ever since then, it's like everybody wants their villain to be Thanos. Every writer they want all their villains to be Thanos because he made that much of an impact. That shouldn't be. In short, that shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't have too much of the same thing. Is what I'm saying. You're supposed to have at least a variety of villains. Now, let me take a break to read some of your comments. Okay, let's start from the top. Started from the top, now we're here. Started from the top, now the whole team here. Started from the top, now we're here. Started from the top. I love Brian Gilmore's assessment of RJ. Yeah, he does have some really insights. It He started to become a religion for me. I hate to say that, but he started to become a religion. Like every once in a while, when he put up a video on Saturday or Sunday, I immediately watch. Or at least I'll save the watch later, and I'll watch it like when I'm not tied down to something. Another from Gilmore. I would have had Venom fight Spider-Man before getting his own film. Too much is going on with the symbiote to condense into one film. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, if I were to do the Venom movie, if it had to hinge on just being Eddie Brock as the main character, it would have been a Jekyll and Hyde situation where the Venom is taking over and corrupting him, and he's confusing his heroism with him hurting people. He has a skewed idea of what he's doing. Yep, Casey Scott. I agree. He's overused. Another one from Gil Martin. I'm liking how people are participating in the comments for once, and you know, I encourage everybody to participate. Again, to state to Brian, don't feel like you're the one at fault for commenting the most. If I say you're taking over the chat, I'm encouraging others to like, hey, get on it, speak your mind. Even if you even if you don't know what to say, just say, well, Infinity War sucks, or well, Thanos sucks, something like that. And here's his villains aren't supposed to be relatable. They're meant to be a challenge to the heroes, whether that's in terms of their powers or their beliefs. Exactly. That's what a villain is meant to be. They're supposed to be an obstacle for the villain to get to his goal. And I want to just keep reading Brian's comments, but I like Casey Scott's here. Unlimited power. Wait, no, let me do that again. Unlimited power. And once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy, and we shall have peace. Of course, Owen's giving the tagline: "Be there, be square," or he's going to get his Mega Smasher on you guys. You don't want Owen, the Gyric Patriot, to get his Mega Smasher on you guys. So yeah, I was ready to read this one. Well, yeah, I hate to use the word simp for that, because at least in the case of Thanos, he only wants one woman. Simp for every other woman that's going to give him some validation. In the case of Thanos, at least it's one woman. He's trying to marry death. Come on now, he's trying to marry death. He's not trying to get, sexual favors from her. But he is, yeah. He needs to find him a better woman. Casey Scott. I have no problem with sympathetic villain, but it's been overused nowadays. Like every villain now, they want me to like them. Here's the thing: you can like a villain, you just don't have to relate to them. Even if, like, say for instance, in the case of Darth Vader, which I was definitely going to bring up. What make him so cool? Here's the thing about Darth Vader. What make him so cool is the fact that he is absolutely evil. Make no mistake about that. He's got some messed up tendencies and tactics on how he runs his ship. He punishes those that fail him by killing them, for one, to encourage others to do better, basically. He knows how to play the game when it comes to fighting, to throwing off your opponent off balance in a duel, in a lightsaber duel, like what he did with Luke in Empire Strikes Back. He's like, I see that Obi-Wan has trained you well, not nearly enough. Or when he shoves him into that car, like, all too easy. Or he gives him that ultimatum after he cuts off his arm. He's like, join me, and we'll rule the galaxy as father and son. Or he says, join me, or be destroyed. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. No, Ben told me you killed him. No, I am your father. He's got that way of getting into your skin, getting under your skin, and you see his design, which I'm going to get to later about designing villains too. You see his design; it's all black and gray. You got that hissy voice he had. You know, you also have his opposing lightsaber style and his lightsaber. But when you peel back that armor from Darth Vader, you can see that he's still a man. Especially in Return of the Jedi. Say what you will about Return of the Jedi. It's a guilty pleasure for me, for those who hate Return of the Jedi. But one thing that really sold me in Return of the Jedi is when mm, see let me address Owen real quick before I get into my point about Darth Vader. That scene in Rogue One, I for one was a bit opposed to that, but that's only because the only reason why I was opposed to that is because there was a scene that kind of telegraphed that scene, and that was the scene with him and Krennic. When Krennic goes to meet him, I if I was an editor on Rogue One, I would have told Gareth Andrews to remove that scene of him and Krennic. I would have saved Darth Vader at the end. Would have hit that entrance with a bit more. Not saying that was a good scene, but it could have worked really well without the scene with him and Krennic. And I'll play out that scene, like remove the scene from him and Krennic with the whole "try not to choke on your ambitions, Admiral." That lame dad pun. Ugh, I didn't like that, and I was even more disgusted when people were laughing. But they kind of and that's why I want that scene. I wish that scene was removed because it made Darth Vader a bit juvenile in that scene. Like just that one line from Krennic, and that's enough to trigger him to do the force choke, which is pretty much gratuitous fan service. Like we all know he can force choke. Like we didn't need that, but remove that scene, right? And you get to the scene where Tarkin addresses his commanding officer on the deck ship of the on the bridge of the Death Star, and he says there's still some rebels escaping. Don't worry, Vader will handle them, or let Vader have his fun. That should have been the line that introduces Darth Vader in that scene, and that would have hit that scene with punch. No, like like imagine how effective that scene would have been. Darth Vader there, no words whatsoever, just slaughtering rebels. But without that scene with him, Krennic, boom, turn him into a basically Jason in that one scene. That's basically what people call it. The one scene where Darth Vader becomes Jason. But that's what I was saying about him about this one scene at Return of the Jedi. You peel back his mask when Luke takes off his helmet. He tells Luke, take off my mask, but you'll die. That is not stopping me. Please take off my mask. I want to look at you with my own eyes. That's where you see that humanity comes out. Like that right there to me is how you will write a villain really well is if you also add in a bit of humanity. Because at the end of the day, you don't have to like Vader. I mean, you like Vader because he's a villain, but you don't have to like Vader because he's a villain all the same. But you can also find the humanity within that armor and that raspy breath of his, and you see his face. You see hate this. I really hate the special edition version of Darth Vader without the eyebrows and stuff. Really hate that. But you see the scars on his face. You see the pale. You see the pale skin and everything, and you just hear his voice. You hear his real voice now. Tell your sister you were right. You were right. You know, there's that humanity in him that's pouring out. Because what he was saying to Luke was, you were right. There was still good in him. That's what heightens, that elevates Luke to a hero standard too. Is that belief that Vader could still be redeemed. But up to that point, we all know that Vader is almost beyond redemption. But it's his own son that redeems him, especially when he saves Luke from Sidious. And we can have villains like that too, where they actually do a redemption, but we don't need too much of that either. Sometimes a villain must be slain in order for good to triumph. But Darth Vader is a good example of a great and real win villain. But yeah, I'm not liking what they're doing with the Star Wars IP right now, especially when most of these writers are writing about characters that don't really impact much to the galaxy of Star Wars, like Dr. Afra. Whose idea for that series? Because that's just the way how I see the covers of Dr. Afra. She seems like an Indiana Jones character more so than a Star Wars character. You know, but I'm taking away from villains. When it comes to side characters. I think we got a lot of you guys help me out here. What are some examples y'all can give me of heroes? Villains that are getting their own comic series for once. Yeah, I'm saying that right now. They're now villains that are getting their own comic book series. My goodness. Now, Grant, they've done this in the past with Kraven the Hunter, but the only reason why that was possible because Kraven the Hunter became a good guy over time, or at least he became Kraven the Hunter. In the case of Kraven the Hunter, he became sort of an anti-hero. The same thing with Venom. Like Venom, we all know Venom started off as a villain, but he later became an anti-hero. And oh my goodness, they got weird with him, especially with the anti-Venom thing and Agent Venom. You know, Flash Thompson um, having a symbiotic bond with Venom and became Agent Venom. Cool concept, but that's too weird for my liking. I always like either Venom is either he's neither good nor bad. It's just whatever appeases him at the moment. Either he's outright. I always tend to see that Venom tends to have a lapse in See, Lobo's not a villain though. Chris P. Lobo's not a villain. He's a brute. I tend to label him as a thug. He's not really a. If anything, if he's going after Superman, it's because somebody probably paid him to do it. But that's not villainy. Like he puts like this. Look back to Superman the animated series. He didn't go there to rob banks or kill somebody. He went there to hunt Superman per order of the forgot that collector's name. The collector of the intergalactic animals. So he wasn't really a villain. He was a thug. He's a thug in my eyes. Same thing with Boba Fett. Boba Fett, you can call Boba Fett a villain, but I always like to label him a thug because he's a bounty hunter. He's going to do what he's paid to do. He'll do evil things, but he's doing it with a purpose. He's not doing it for an existential or conceptual thing. He's doing it because he got paid. Same thing with Jango Fett. He does what he does because he's paid to do it. Like, put it like this: if Boba Fett killed a kid, he was paid to do it. Grant, I know. I probably think Boba Fett wouldn't do it anyways because he doesn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has he ever killed any kids? Because I don't know. But if he ever did kill a kid, it was obvious that he was paid to do it. Same thing with the Mandalorian. Like he's not Mandalorian is not a villain per se, nor is he a hero. He's a he's a renegade. He's under my label of the renegade. He's the wild card. Sometimes he's doing things because he's paid to do it. Whereas good guy quality is coming through the child. But I wouldn't put him as hero or villain. He's a renegade. You know. Um, when we get back to villains, yeah, Chris P. He's a gun for hire. That's basically what Lobo is. He's not really a villain, because if anything, if he was, he would have went after Superman yet again per nobody's orders. He's just a thug. He's a thug. Same thing with who was that? Who's another example? It's almost the same thing with Rhino. Rhino's not really a villain per se. He's paid to do what he does. He's a thug. Doc Ock, you can put him as a villain because he's going after Spider-Man all the time. And whose idea was that to make him the superior Spider-Man? I will never know. But then again, that was weird Marvel before S.J. Marvel came into the picture. And I wish we would go back to Weird Marvel. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's go into Weird Marvel. You know, let's go back. Let's go to weird territory, or at least weird era, as I call it, where you had the Clone Sagas, you had the Identity Crisis, the Crisis on two Earths, or in the case of the comic, Infinite Earths. You know, the Crime Syndicate, the mystery about Sue Didney's death. You know, the heroes that they're actually doing morally questionable things, like mind wiping Dr. Light's mind after he violated Sue Dibney. The whole fact that Batman was against mind wiping Dr. Light, and they end up mind wiping him. Both Green Lantern, Zatanna of all people. That was weird. Zatanna of all people mind wipe Batman despite their history together. You know, that was weird. Or in the case of Infinite Crisis or Final Crisis, count out the Final Crisis. There was Batman shooting Darkseid with a bullet. I don't think Batman should have been the one to shoot the bullet. I think it should have been at least maybe Wonder Woman, but that probably wouldn't have been good either. I would say Green Arrow should have been the one to shoot the bullet, the the time traveling bullet. That's what killed Darkseid in Final Crisis. Wow. Well, that's what killed the embodiment of the physical body of Darkseid. We all know Darkseid is infinite. He actually has an infinite body, an infinite he lives in a world separate from our own, but he uses that body so he doesn't destroy the universe. If he manifests himself into our universe, he will wipe us clean. That's how powerful Darkseid is. If you've seen Death Battle, Darkseid versus Thanos, that's actually in the comics. What he looks like when Thanos goes into his world to see his true form, that's Darkseid, and that's why I like Darkseid. That's why Darkseid is one of my favorite DC villains. The fact that he's literally Satan to some extent, you know. Yeah, I'm dying for weird Marvel and weird DC to come back where they just for some reason they give superheroes superpower armor or or some or somebody's wearing a leather jacket to somebody's wearing a leather jacket to look cool, or sometimes you'll see you'll have you'll have you have a Superman that has sunglasses, but that was the Eradicator. I wish we would go back to that. Like I want gimmicky Marvel and DC to come back. I don't want SJW Marvel and DC anymore. Who's all with me? Show of hands. Who wants gimmicky Marvel and DC to come back? Show of hands. Because at least we'll get mad at that stuff, but we'll make fun of that stuff. We can't really make fun of SJW Marvel and DC. I'm getting way off topic. What about let me highlight Chris P's comment here. What about Sinestro? There was the Sinestro Corps run. Would that be considered part of the Green Lantern series? Yes, it would. Especially the Brightest Days. I think that was the start of the Brightest Day run, the Brightest Day event, and the Blackest Night event. I actually wanted to continue that run, that event. I only read like bits and pieces of Blackest Night and Brightest Day. I don't think I ever got around to the Sinestro Corps war. I like your responses. I see. Yeah, like listen. As long as the heroes are act heroic, I'm good with gimmick Marvel and DC. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Gimmick Marvel and DC had heroes still acting heroes. It's just everybody had a problem with the way how they were designed, or sometimes weird gimmicky stuff that they were given, like gadgets, or leather jackets or leather pants. You know, like the '90s extreme design, like Captain America wearing power armor, or Superman wearing power armor, or Azazel, Azrael taking up the Batman mantle and wearing that power armor with the blade wings and blades for days all over his body. I'm talking about that gimmick stuff. Like there were still heroes doing hero stuff, or at least there were anti-heroes doing anti-hero stuff. But the issue was they kept trying to put superheroes in power armor and leather jackets and bandanas. Let's not forget the bandanas and having mullets. That's what I'm talking about. Like, can we get back to that? Nowadays, they want heroes to wear special armor, or they want the women to look like they're wearing tactical armor instead of just like. See, that's the thing I have. Like, I was on board with the feminists for a while. I would say I was on board with the feminists to say I would count myself as a feminist, but they were like the second wave feminists. I wish they would go back to second wave, and that's the reason why I say that is because second wave feminists were all about embracing femininity. Like they're all about a woman's right to show skin and be proud of it. You know, embrace their femininity, embrace their sexuality. You know, regardless of whether somebody is looking at them or just looking at them in a sexual way. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this conversation is about, Damien X, but I'm glad you are here. Welcome Damien to the chat, everybody. Welcome him. Everyone had to have power armor and wear leather. Maybe they had a fetish back then. Yeah, especially the villains like with Goblin Queen and and Raven when she gets taken over by Trigun. Jeez. I mean, I have a soft spot for that Raven design when she gets designed by possessed by Trigun, but that but the BSM rope latex around her body showing all that skin. How does that even function in real life per se? And I it really has me curious now. Now that you mentioned the leather and power armor, it has me curious now. I want to look up cosplayers that actually did cosplay of that design, that Raven design, because I know a lot of cosplayers do the Teen Titans original series Raven mostly. I hardly ever see anybody do the Titans version of Raven, which is why I want if we ever get down to hero designs if y'all want that to be another Wolf Commander Randoms hero designs, I want I want us to explore why those designs are so iconic and why they will always last and why people always favor those designs in cosplay rather than the SJW designs. I doubt we'll ever get that Brazilian Amazonian Wonder Woman that they're pushing nowadays. I don't know her name. Y'all tell me in the comments. But I doubt anybody's going to be doing that cosplay anytime soon. They'll be mostly doing Diana Prince Wonder Woman and only Diana Prince and Donna Troy because those suits were iconic. And even then, DCEU Wonder Woman is still getting the attention. That Wonder Woman costume is not going to get any traction. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that right now. That's not going to get any traction. And if it does, I'll be shocked, but I also appreciate it because at least it's getting some love by those who actually like the design. So more power to them if there's more of that. I hardly ever see any Kamala Khan Miss Marvel cosplays. Mostly because I see mostly the original Captain Marvel design getting a lot of the love and attention. Grant, you got the Brie Larson design that's getting love and attention too. But has anybody ever seen that? I'm getting way off topic. Let's get back to the villains. Somebody mentioned about villains that you sympathize with, sympathetic villains. Let's go with that. I'm gonna talk about that when I take a break again. Sympathetic villains. See, here's the thing about sympathetic villains that the modern writers or social progressive writers don't understand they don't understand what a sympathetic villain is. They they think the villains that they're writing are sympathetic. They are expecting you to sympathize with the villain here, especially when the villain go on a tirade. And then when it comes down to when they want to write villains. Hey, Artificial Joni. Welcome to the chat. You're new here. Welcome Artificial Joni, guys. It is I, your werewolf, Artificial Joni. Wolf Tamia. You get to hear my voice. Anyways, we're talking about villains right now. Why people are having such a fixation on villains and too much, if you ask me, far too much fixation on the villains and less fixation on the heroes. That's what this topic is about. SJWs do not understand what makes a villain sympathetic. They do not. They want you to believe that what villain that they're writing is a sympathetic villain. And what I mean by that, when I'm talking about sympathetic villains, we're talking about people of different ethnicity that are villains. We're talking about those. They make those guys sympathetic. But if you bring in a white villain, he's evil. But if you get like say, y'all help me out here. Who's a villain of a different ethnicity that they and make no mistake, they'll try to make that person sympathetic. Or you know what, the female villains, they're trying to make the female villains more sympathetic than the male villains. Let's go with that. You notice that a lot of times you see Captain Marvel talking to the villains more so than fighting the villains, or sometimes they'll fight the villains for a while and they'll sit down and talk. Oh, I'm gonna get to him soon, Casey Scott. I'm gonna give my thoughts on that guy because I did not like. I felt him, but I didn't like him. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get to him. Give female villains too, because apparently they're a minority now. Being a female is a minority now. That's weird. I didn't think gender was a minority now, but nowadays that's seen to be the minority too. They just want to fit anything into their worldview is so skewed. They have no understanding of how the world works. They're children. Let's call them that. They're children. Children in grown people's bodies running around, not knowing what their what the world, how the world works. They've never been to any country that they say that they always bring up what about in their what about conversations. They've never been to those countries, for one. They've never been to they never actually went into the ghettos to really see what it's like being in the ghetto. And they try to treat every villain of different ethnicity and of the opposite gender as us, the downtrodden, the put upon, the undesirables, if you will. I like that. I like that nickname, Byron Gilmore. I like that one. That's a good one too. But I call them children. That's my word. Children. They're basically children. Children with no guidance. Children that hate their parents too, mind you. Have you noticed that a lot of the dads in stories from these modern writers are treated as the bad guy? There's always a moment where a hero is always arguing with their parents. They did that in Legend of Korra comic. There's one Legend of Korra comic where she's open about her sexuality and her relationship with Asami, and her dad and her mom warns her about everybody else's perception of them, and she calls her parents the bigots. I mean, what? How? Another topic for another time. Let's call that the war against parents. Wolf Commander Rambles. Anybody would like to actually I'll list that as a potential topic for next week if you guys want to upvote on that one on the professor's Facebook group. Anyways, let me take a break to read your comments because y'all bring you guys are you guys are throwing it in there. I love you guys. This is no participation award today. Y'all getting gold medals. All y'all getting gold medals. You get a gold medal. You get a gold medal. Everyone gets a gold medal. Not for participating, but just giving me some really spicy comments to really have a conversation with. So let's start with Brian Gil Martin to Owen Lister. Give me Yu Yang from Dynasty Warriors over Kamala Khan any day. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So let's go with Killmonger, since Casey Scott and Artificial Joni brought him up, and he's and let's go with Artificial Joni's first. Sorry about that, Casey Scott. You only gave me a name, but let's go into detail with him. Would you count the movie version of Killmonger as a sympathetic villain by SJW standards, contrasted guy from the Civil War movie? Here's the thing: why I don't count him as a sympathetic villain, or why. Well, I agree. I will say that SJWs try to make him the sympathetic villain. They'll if you had to side with T'Challa or Killmonger, SJWs will side with Killmonger every single time. But here's the thing about Killmonger, and this is why in the theater, when every time he threw on that BS rhetoric about colonizers and stuff like that, I just wanted him to shut up. Every single time. I'm like, oh my goodness, would you shut up about the racism? Shut up, dude. For reals, man. Shut up. You are not a black man. You are an African. You know where you came from. You know who you belong to. So why don't you go back to Wakanda? You pretty much went to the military, got yourself educated, killed a few people, became a mercenary, got your money. You could have went back to Wakanda. You could have shown your tattoo. You could have told them about the ring and your lineage. You do not need to fight for the black people in America. Our fight is not your fight. Yes, you live among us, but you ain't one of us. technically, if we really want to play by BLM's standards, which I don't co-sign to, truth be told, I would have been on his side had he been born. Well, technically, he was born in America. Yes, he's an American citizen, but technically, he's still Wakandan. You know, I still don't understand how he got that lip tattoo though. I really don't understand how he got that because I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get that in Wakanda. But when he flip over that lip, I'm like, how did you get that? Your daddy didn't do. I know your daddy didn't put that tattoo on your lip. That's another plot. That's one plot hole I really question. Like how in the heck did you get that tattoo under your lip? You was not born in Wakanda, buddy. You was born in America. Your daddy died before you even grew up to even receive that tattoo. So how was you able to get that one? The ring should have been enough right there. The book that Ninjaka had should have been enough. He should have brought that with him too. But they had to do that. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, I feel sorry for you, Casey Scott. Those are terrible episodes. You gotta be more specific, Damien, on that. Be more specific. I don't read much of Thor comics. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he gave it to Ulysses Claw. He gave it to Ulysses. When when Ulysses Claw had it, he took it. Obviously, there's one exception in Cobra Kai. Brian Gilmartin. There's one exception in Cobra Kai, but we can talk about that too another time. Um, yeah, um, yeah. Killmonger was like I was feeling his pain and stuff because Michael B. Jordan's acting was really good, really good. Like he did say there were some lines he said that I actually did like that really explains his hurt. Like he was really the way how I boiled down Killmonger is that he was a lost boy that was hurting. He was a lost boy abandoned and he was hurting and he felt abandoned by Wakanda. You know, but the things that he was doing, of course, I didn't agree with. He's a villain. He killed women, not specifically that, but he killed people. Marked himself for every kill he did. He usurped the throne, you know, in ritual combat, of course. But he's also turning Wakanda into a military force to conquer the world. So how is he the good guy? This whole rhetoric of Killmonger did nothing wrong. That I don't subscribe to that nonsense. Yes, he did everything wrong. He was a boy that was hurting, and all he could have done was talk to them and say, "Hey, your dad killed my father, and he abandoned me. Why? Why would he do that?" We're not talking about. We're not talking about. Zuko doesn't count. He's a well written anti villain. I'm gonna get into anti villains soon enough. I'm gonna get into anti villains. What makes a good anti villain? Zuko makes a good anti villain, or at least he makes a good anti villain to anti hero too. Um, I know somebody. Okay, yeah. Artifice Joint also bring up Zemo. Zemo is a good villain. Zemo's a sympathetic villain. Whereas I would call Killmonger a lost boy who was hurting. I would call Zemo. I would call Zemo a man who lost everything and is hurting. And plus, his one thing I liked about Zemo was his plan was simple. Despite how people try to say it's convoluted, it really hinged. It I would even agree that it does hinge on a lot of circumstances happening. But like he was already enacting his plan in that moment where the Avengers had the incident in Wakanda where where Crossbones died and hurt a lot of people. That was bound to happen sooner or later. the Sokovia. No, Sokovia. No, Sokovia was in Age of Ultron. The Sokovia Accords was going to happen. Make no mistake about that. Sokovia Accords was. We all know the Sokovia Accords was going to happen. Even Tony Stark pointed that out. This was bound to happen. Government oversight was going to happen, whether we liked it or not. But Zemo adding into the picture was more of circumstantial, so to speak, because of Sokovia, and he was already. Let's be fair with Zemo. Let's infer that he was already planning this out to begin with. Let's just say that Winter Soldier being captured wasn't really part of his plan. It was just some. He was. Let's just say he was he was really good at risk management, especially when he's going there, as a spy, so to speak, in disguise. He was good at risk management, time management, and flexibility and adaptability. He was very flexible and adaptable. So anything that happened that wasn't really part of his plan, he was able to adapt to it and be flexible about it. That's what makes him pretty good in my book. And the whole idea behind Zemo's plan was to divide the Avengers. Hi, Crunk. Welcome, Crunk, to the chat, everybody. The Mad Ginger. Like I said, Zemo was Zim. For everybody who keeps talking about, aw, I'm sad that you don't like MCU Zemo, because I like MCU Zemo. Grant, we all know Baron Zemo is a sock wearing Nazi in the comics, but I kind of like the down to earth version of MCU. I'm not saying I prefer him. I just say I like down to earth Zemo. You know what I'm saying? I like down to earth Zemo in the MCU, because like I said, his plan was just to divide the Avengers. I also, boy, I'll tell you my experiences with Civil War. When they announced that they were going to do Captain America Civil War, I was dreading that one. I'll tell you why. I was dreading. Thanks for the correction, Kronk. Yeah, Zemo's dad is a Nazi. Okay. I stand corrected. I don't know much about Zemo in the comics. I don't know much about Zemo in the comics. I just know him from the movie, mostly from the movie. There goes my nerd cred. Anyways, like I said, I was dreading Civil War, because Civil War is a terrible Marvel event. I was sticking with it for a while when I first read the first issue, with Nitro being the catalyst for the Civil War thing instead of Crossbones. If you guys haven't read the Civil War event, it was Nitro, a mutant, that started the whole Superhero Registration Act, not the Sokovia Accords. In the comics, it's called the Superhero Registration Act, and everybody picked a side. Those of you who played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 would know about that too. If y'all play Ultimate Alliance, that's basically Civil War, the comic. But the game had a better story than the comic, and the movie had a better story than the comic too. So any Civil War material that is actually better than the Marvel event, I'll eat up it like it's cookies, But I was dreading that because after a while, when you read each book that ties into Civil War, like everybody's perspective, like the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Captain America, even Black Panther. Black Panther had a comic that was dedicated to that too, or at least that tied into it. The marriage between him and Storm. They had a little instance of the effects that was happening between both sides. The the registered and the vigilante, and I believe this whole heroes turning into villains, or writers writing heroes into villains, started with Civil War. I believe it every fiber of my being. That's where that whole thing started. I'm saying that right now. Civil War was the catalyst of this whole turn in superhero writing. I think it started with that, because it it really plagues the Marvel IP when you always see heroes fighting each other more so than the villains. And I'm getting sick and tired of that. It started with Civil War. It continued on with X-Men versus Avengers. Remember that event? X-Men versus Avengers, where the Avengers are fighting. And I did mention in this discussion, I'm talking about heroes being villains and stuff. This is part of this discussion too. So don't make no mistake. I'm not detracting my points here. But X-Men versus Avengers, that was a stupid idea. The X-Men should always have a good relationship with the Avengers, and it's way worse than it is now. Now what they're doing with the X-Men now, and what they're doing with the Avengers now, it's way worse with the relations between those two factions. Consider they had Beast, Wolverine, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, mutants on the Avengers team. How they're enemies now? How are they divided now? That's stupid. That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Especially when it launched. I'm like, why they fight each other? Why? Why would they fight each other? They're good guys. It's the same thing with DC. I believe there was an event that was happening with Superman and I believe Batman, or like there was a moment where Green Lantern Corps was being attacked, or they were fight. I don't know. Y'all name me an event in DC where the heroes were fighting each other. But that type of writing I cannot co-sign, because here's the thing. If they do go back to normal, how are we supposed to how are they supposed to be friends after that event? How are we supposed to believe that they're friends now? Especially if they yeah, I was gonna get to that, Owen. How are we supposed to believe that they're friends now after that event happened? Especially when SJW writer tells us they're friends and not show us. You hear this proclamations like, "Oh, we're the best of friends. Let's hug. Let's have girls night out. Let's go out and sit down and have a party and have a dude just sitting around just texting on his phone all day and not be one of the girls, Like, oh, gee willikers, I'm so happy to be friends with you, but you never see why they're friends, even after the fact that in the event these two have fight before. We've seen these two fight each other after Civil War, even during Civil War. Yet somehow we're supposed to believe they're friends now. I don't buy that. Yeah, I like to bring up Owen's comment about the heroes fighting heroes. The Batman. See, here's the thing about Batman v Superman. Let me go back. Let me go to what I would have done had they pitched me that idea, or if Zack Snyder would have pitched me that idea. First of all, I reject that idea, and I would if that title was on a whiteboard, I erased that title and would have wrote World's Finest. No, they're not coming together to fight each other. They're going to be coming together to help each other and solve a crime together. You are not. I would have been right in front of Zack Snyder's face. You are not going to have them fight each other. You are going to write World's Finest. I'll be in freaking David S. Gore's face about that too. I'm kind of pseudo swear. Let me calm down. That's how much Batman v Superman has an effect on me. That was the anger. Oh, Fiona Wolf is here. Hey, Fiona. Welcome to the chat. Welcome Fiona Wolf to the chat. You know what? I'm gonna reread your comment. I'm gonna bring it back. Wait, actually, no. Let me read that now. I like this. I felt I was summoned. Was at the grocery store until 10 minutes ago. Oh yeah, I love it. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. Subscribe to Fiona's channel, please. She has amazing content, and this comment right here, right here is what you're gonna get. It's not everything. But this right here, talk, food, talk, maybe one punch thrown at the end, most woke. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Where was I? Yeah, that's Batman v Superman brought the anger out of me, especially that ending. Especially that ending. Especially yeah, I would have went to get David S. Goyer too, and I would have took his script, and if it had the title Batman v Superman, I would have ripped that script right in front of his face and put on my script. World's Finest. You're direct. I'm writing it. You are out. And I looked at Zack Snyder. You are directing it. And if you don't like it, you can get out. I'll call in Bryan Singer for that one. We can all dare I say it, I'll bring in Sam Raimi if I have to get World's Finest directed. That's what I would have done. That's what. See, here's the thing about Lex Luthor, Brian Gil Martin. All they needed to do was have him take away the stuttering, all that stuff. Take away all that. Have him see, he could go on platitudes about gods and devils and stuff. He can do all that, but just get that or that he's hungry. He's hungry. If they were going to go with the whole he's going insane angle, they should. Even if they add the whole him contacting what's his name? What's his name from Justice League? I'm blanking on his name right now. It's Darkseid's uncle. His name was ooh, I'm so good with names too. I usually am. Names are important to me. It's not Decide. Decides the messed up face dude that manipulates people. But while I'm thinking on that, let me take a break to read some of y'all comments. You guys got some good comments right now. I'm gonna go way up. I'm gonna go way up. Back in the time. So Arthur Joint has no recollection on Baron Zemo. That's cool. He knows. Ask Matt Crunk, Artificial Johnny, if you want to know anything about Zemo. If you don't have no recollection, ask him. He's the aficionado on that one, apparently. Yeah, I have to agree. He's in name only, but still interesting. That's mostly because of the writing. Like if you, I don't mind if they take away something that makes the villain, or at least taking away the charm. Let me retract. I don't want to sound contradictory. No, what I'm saying is, if they rewrite them, make them good. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're gonna rewrite the villain from their Marvel roots a bit, make it good. Make this change worth it. Now I agree. I tend to agree with some people. Like sometimes you want to get them just right from the comics, adapt them right. But if the change is good, I'm all for it. Just like Thanos. Like I would have loved to have get the Thanos that was in love with the beauty of death. As how I describe his fixation on death. I would love that one because it seems like that's what we're getting when his reveal at the in the end credits of the first Avengers. That's what they were trying. That's what they were it seemed like they were going for until Infinity War happened. They were continuing on that train from the end credits of Avengers to Guardians of the Galaxy and even the end credits of Age of Ultron until Infinity War happened. And yeah, like I said, if the change is good, have at it, you know. But yeah, like I said, I would love to see the one that wanted to that was so fixated on death. But I'm also appreciative of what they've given us because it was so well written. Arthur Joni, yeah, okay, I already addressed that. Yeah, that's why it was called Zemo, not Baron Zemo. Crunk. He was called Zemo, not Baron. If he was Baron Zemo, then I would have been pissed. Because if he was Baron Zemo, then he has to wear the sock, you know. But he was Zemo, you know. Okay, when I heard Civil War was going to pit Captain America against Iron Man over Superhero Registration Act, I was like, hard pass. Yeah. Are you talking about the comic or are you talking about the movie though? That's the thing. Because Batman v Superman flopped, whereas Captain America Civil War succeeded, and that's only because they trimmed all the fat from the comic, which I was happy about, very happy about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One more day needs to be erased. Uh, Baron Zemo led the Avengers story Under Siege, where the Masters of Evil defeated the Avengers and flattened the mansion. Baron Zemo also starred the Thunderbolts. Oh, I thought it was the. I thought it was. I thought it was Norman Osborn that started the Thunderbolts. I know he started the Dark Avengers. See, speaking of Norman Osborn, if they bring Norman Osborn ever in the MCU, I'm worried. I will be worried because Norman Osborn is what I like to describe the mustache twirly, just evil, just deliciously evil villains of the MCU Marvel Universe. He's evil and deliciously evil about it too. He had he, what I mean by deliciously evil, they are unashamed at being evil. That's what I mean by deliciously evil. That's how I describe a person who is unashamed of being evil. They're deliciously evil. Now, I like villains that are unashamed to be evil instead of ones that they're always mulling over their decisions about being evil. I'm talking about people who knows that they're evil, that loves being evil, that are deliciously evil, like the Joker. Dare I say it, even though my favorite Batman villain is always Ra's al Ghul. It'll always be Ra's al Ghul. That's only because I like the villains that I tend to like are shadow villains, the shadows of the heroes, the hero, the basically the hero, if the hero was let off their leash, so to speak, or was not with morals. They're basically the shadow of what the hero could have done with their powers for selfish reasons. You got your Venoms, your Ultraman in the case of Superman, Ultraman or Zod. Not Japan's Ultraman. I'm talking about DC Ultraman. Pretty sure you guys knew the distinction when I said Superman, but still, I have to clarify. Your Sabretooth to Wolverine, or your I like shadows. I call them shadows, the shadow of the hero. Okay, and another one from Brian Martin. Why do heroes need to fight each other anyway? They should be fighting villains first and foremost. Of course. People don't understand that. They don't understand that. They're never raised on morals, for one. They probably were never raised on morals, or their hands were held too much by their parents, or their eyes were shielded too much from their parents. The only ones I tend to watch out for, the sheltered ones, the sheltered people. I always watch out for them guys. If they say they were sheltered, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you. You don't know what for those who have been sheltered, they don't understand how the world works, and they never seen how the world works, and they were told so many proclamations by their parents, and when they get out into the world and they're trying to do things because their parents said that they would, and realize that it's been denied to them, then they get evil, they get angry, they get pissed. The current writers don't know the difference between heroes and villains, so they can make heroes fight heroes constantly. Yeah. I agree, Crump. I definitely agree about that statement. Yeah, yeah. I believe that was around the Chris Claremont run. He was part of the Avengers when Dark Phoenix came up. Yeah, Beast is best friends with Wonder Man and Iceman. So yeah, which friend do you fight against and with? Duh, they like uh, Damien. David S. Goyer should stick to the occult heroes and anti-heroes and leave Superman alone. Yeah. It's a shame that what happened to him with Wesley Snipes in the third Blade movie. As a matter of fact, he should not have been in the director's seat in the first place. That's the reason why that movie failed, because David Goyer was director and not the writer. It was I believe it was what's his name? His name was Steven, I believe. Because the second movie was directed by Guillermo del Toro, but the first movie was done by God, I'm blanking on his name. He did the he wrote the he directed The Crow. He directed The Crow. He did Blade, and he also did Gods of Egypt, which I'll talk about that some other time, because I actually, unlike most people, I actually enjoyed Gods of Egypt and how silly it was, despite the controversy surrounding that. I hated Exodus Gods and Kings though. Uh, that Christian Bale and what's his name? Joel Edgerton, Moses and Ramses movie that Ridley Scott directed. Yeah, he directed the believe it or not, guys, Ridley Scott directed the grittier version of The Prince of Egypt. And I went and I paid money to see that. And I hated it. Money wasted, but I hated it. But apparently I enjoyed Gods of Egypt. Fancy that one. Ignore that fake laugh. Uh, okay. Fiona Wolf. Gray morality and slippery slope stuff, i.e., Watchmen, Game of Thrones influence too prevalent. Yeah, I'm really sick and tired of gray. Sometimes, yeah, I like that Arthur Johnny. Going back to what Fiona said. Yeah, yeah. Gray morality is not bad in itself. The problem with gray morality is that people, again, it goes down to people don't not understand what gray morality is. What people don't understand with gray morality. Oh my goodness, I got 11 people here. That's wow. I like it. I like it. Anyways, people don't understand what that gray morality is beset by two absolutes, black and white, and they come together and mixing in gray. And what I mean by black and white, I'm talking about the yins, the yangs. I'm talking about the when they mix it in the gray, there's a again, it's beset by two absolutes, good and evil. Where the gray comes in at is that you find the reasoning behind the good and the reasoning behind the evil. Sometimes people do evil, pay evil onto others for what they believe were the right reasons and the best intentions, but ultimately they become black. Sometimes the good guy, if backed into a corner, or if a loved one is being threatened, they have to do a black morality to stop a villain from hurting the other. I.e., if Superman had to actually kill somebody in order to save a loved one, granted, we always argue that there's always another way, but that's what I mean by the gray morality. In my opinion, I think that's how the gray morality works, because it's beset by two absolutes, black and white. But when you mix in that gray, you know the reasoning why they did it. You don't. Here's the thing about the gray morality, though. You don't have to agree with their decision, but you must at least understand. The gray symbolizes the understanding. See what people when they going by what Fiona is saying about this, and why I say they don't have an understanding of what gray morality does, or why it works, where it works at, is because they're mistaking gray morality with conformity. You are to conform to their decisions. They think that they think they're writing great characters, but what they're trying to write is characters that you're supposed to agree with. Like Daenerys Targaryen burning up King's Landing. You're supposed to be on her side. No, that's a straight up black morality moment right there. That's not a gray morality at all. At all. That was black morality on full display when she burnt when she sacked King's Landing. That's why it falls flat, because you're supposed they're expecting you to really understand why they commit such atrocities. No, that is not how gray morality works. Gray morality works is when somebody did something through their own reasoning and their own logic, and they made peace with what they're about to do. They made the decision based on what they thought were the best intentions. You know what I'm saying? That's how gray morality works. Not in the way how these writers are writing them. They're thinking gray morality is supposed to be, oh, I just killed my friend's wife because she said she said a dirty word to me. She said a dirty word to me, but I'm the good guy because she said a dirty word to me. I you know, that's a bad example, but you get what I'm saying. I hope you guys are understand what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly, Brian Gilmore. It doesn't mean being evil. It's mean you did something that goes against your moral standing in order to. It basically means you did something that goes against your moral standing, but you had to do it. You made peace with it. You you can even say that you still believe. And also, here's another thing. Gray morality also means that you also understand that you're still in the wrong. That's what gray morality works. Like, that's how you write a really good gray character. A person that's well aware of what they're doing is wrong, but they went with it anyways. Even Batman had to wrestle with putting away fathers who probably were stealing to feed their families. He has to wrestle with that he has to put away a family member that was actually doing wrong. I'm actually talking about the hero side on the gray morality now. You can argue that sometimes most of the criminals that he puts away happen to be fathers or mothers, for that matter. He has to wrestle, and he's well aware of that fact, but he still has to go with his moral code. They need to be put to justice. Now, Bruce Wayne, on the other hand, do visit the families of that criminal sometimes. In some stories, he do visit the family and help them out. That's how he does. That's where the great comes in at. And sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm pausing to pick a comment here from Fiona. People can like it, but I want more of my prefaces in the limelight. We need counterbalance to all the deconstruction. For mechs, it's Ava, according to people I follow. We can actually go into anime and manga in a bit. We're hitting the hour mark. I can keep going. This is I'm gonna try to keep this going, guys. I want to make sure my set time for these discussions can be up to at least like 2 to 3 hours. If you guys don't mind the long discussions here, or you guys are using, again, the whole point of these streams is to help you, is to just kill time for you guys, for y'all can go into the meaty streams like the professor's study book state tonight, just to kill some time for you guys. Or if you guys got nothing else to do, y'all can just sit around and just listen to me ramble and talk and stuff. But that's the purpose of these type of streams, for you guys to be chilling for a while, have some discussions with me, and then you guys go into the streams later on, the streams that you want, like Ishi stream. For those of you, Fiona, Damien, and Artificer, they're also from Ishi stream. and everybody else is from usually from the Professor stream, Sound Engraver stream. Oh, hey there, Sound Engraver. Um, Troy stream even Troy Pacelli, Netter. Check out Netter's box video. It's a very helpful video, guys. Very helpful if you guys want to move, or if you guys are done moving, y'all want to keep them boxes. Very, very helpful, guys. Very helpful. Moving on. Excuse me. Ooh, something caught my yeah. I hate when something get in my get on my tongue and I gotta spit it out. I don't like spitting on the mic, guys. I'm sorry. Next time I do that, I'm gonna mute myself. How about that? I'm gonna be polite. Oh, thank you, Artificer. And let me lay down the groundwork, guys. I've studied English. I've been in a few English classes, failed a few, probably passed with a decent grade. I am by no means a great writer per se. I only go by what I've observed from good writing. Let's go with that. I only go by what I observed from good writing. And by that I mean people who knew how to write good gray moral characters, people who know how to write good heroes and good villains. So most of my knowledge and most of my skills and most of what I'm basically giving you guys discussion about is coming from my observation from good writing material. And you guys can go with Professor and Ishii and anybody else to actually. I'm not the guy, the go-to guy to go. I can probably recommend some bad stuff too now, mind you. I can probably recommend some bad stuff. So go to the professionals is what I'm saying. Go to the professionals. Again, I'm actually. It seems like I'm being favored. I'm picking favorites here, but I have to read this one. Superman versus Elite showcase the dynamics between black and white morality and what can happen with gray alongside it. Yep. I actually would like to track down that and get that on Blu-ray. Really. I love Crunk and Brian's assessment of the SJWs. Beautiful. It's on display, guys. It's on display. Do anybody want the werewolf to show up on the stream next time? It is October. Oh shoot. It is October. Wolf, when's the werewolf show? If Halloween is on a convenient day for me, I can bring the werewolf into the Wolf Commander Rambles. Fiona has a good comment. Zenith went from black to gray morality as an example. Yeah. Actually, that's going to be a topic too. Well-written female. I'm not going to call them strong female characters. I'm not going to call them that. I'm going to call them well-written female protagonists. It's a long title, but that's what I'm going with. Okay, y'all can come up with anything else. I'm so sick and tired of that phrase, strong female characters. That is, I don't. This is not me demeaning women, okay? But I kind of find that it's demeaning that they're expecting characters to be strong, and they have a very skewed and very open perception on what strong and strength is in the writing world or in the writing community. I'm so sick and tired of that push for strong female characters in quotes. But I'm going to call my version of what I think is a good female heroine or female hero, a well-written female protagonist and a well-written male protagonist. That's what I'm calling them. Let's go with Owen's comment here real quick. You're a better writer than me. I'm still struggling with some parts of my story. I think I'm rushing some scenes that need more time to flesh out. Bro, at this time right now, your Beal Blaze, dude, keep working at it. Go at your pace. Your first let me put it to you like this, Owen, and this goes to anybody in there who are aspiring writers. Let's be real. Do not release your book with the idea that it's going to be good automatically or bad automatically. Get it out there. Get it done. And I'll tell you right now, I'm saying that, and I haven't even wrote anything for after years. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if y'all guys ever been on AC Stream about with my second appearance, I was talking about after years, but I am nowhere near close so far of my art with after years. I've been doing this summer art, and I've just recently started doing Halloween art. I've been drawing them, but I want to color them first before I upload them. Those of you who are following me on Twitter, which y'all should be following me on Twitter, which is Dread Wolfclaw, in parentheses Wolftan Media, but type in Dread Wolfclaw. Follow me on Twitter, guys. That's where you'll see the Halloween art. I just reposted them recently. The Halloween art that I've done so far, I just reposted them. Follow me on Dread Wolfclaw on Twitter. If you have a Twitter, guys, if you have a Twitter, but you can also follow me on Facebook. You'll know who I am. I'm not going to. I'm not going to because it's my name, but I'm not going to say my name online, guys. I'm not going to say my name. But if you look on the Professor Geeks Facebook group and you scroll down, and you'll see anything about Wolf Tan or Wolf Commander Rambles, or if you see the line with love Wolf Tan, you'll know who I am. You will know who I am. But I'm not going to say my real name from Facebook online because reason why I want to keep myself incognito, I want to keep my family life, my real life from my family life versus what I do here online, my online life. I want to keep that separate. As much as I tend to share my family what I've been doing lately, I keep it vague. I keep it very vague. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want them anywhere near my social media life. And it's just me. That's just me personally. Uh, but yeah, back to what I was saying, guys. Stories, get it out there. Fiona's, I already been following Fiona. Fiona's been doing her thing, and I'm pretty sure she ain't stopping. She's going. She's going. But Owen, just keep yourself confident. All right. Best advice I can give you: keep yourself confident. Keep writing. Keep drawing. And like I said, when it comes to getting your stuff out there, let them let people, let's just say this, get your stuff out there and let people decide whether it's good or bad. Listen to the comments, listen to the constructive criticism. That's my advice for you. Don't second guess yourself. Push forward, but if you do have to go back, do so. Especially on ones that you feel strongly about. Any scene that you any scene that you think that you can go back and rework, if you feel strongly about that, go ahead. I'm not the person that's gonna tell you that. That's on you. That's on you. All right. As a matter of fact, I will share a bit of how I will write my villains now, or how I like to write my villains in my stories going forward. Oh, shut up, Crunk. Really, really. I love you, Crunk. Though I love you. Don't hate me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get into how I write my villains, but I'm gonna hear I want to read your comments again. You guys got some guys. You got some good ones. You throwing them in there. You guys are very active today, man. I think I probably have to limit it to Thursday, the Wolf Commander Rambles, because I've seen a lot of or maybe I can keep going my usual schedule, Tuesdays and Thursdays. But y'all, man, I'm loving you guys. You, I love you guys. Okay, let's go with Fiona. This writer has only one rule: keep writing. Yep. Yeah, you can also say that well written character. Yep. Well written character. It's mind you, that's an objective term, but it can also be subjected to in some areas. Some areas. I gotta repeat that 3 times. I'm sorry about that, guys. Strong cardboard identification characters. They might as well be an identification. They might as well be on an identity card, on an ID card. They might as well be, considering how these SJWs describe their characters, especially that one dude when they did the new Warriors. Remember the new Warriors trailer? He might as well put. They might as well be on an ID card, dude. They might as well be on an ID card. Okay, Brian. Technically, every character worth mentioning is strong in some way. It comes with the territory. Basically. Okay, I'm not gonna keep clicking every comment. Breeze through some of them. Let me highlight Fiona some more. On issue 15 of book 1 of Uplift Protocol, trying to the rest of it done by November. Book 0 is complete and on the blog. Issue 1 through 9. Plugging your. Oh no, I don't have you guys as moderators. I can't plug in anything. I'll figure that out. Y'all, like I got my 2 women in here, and they should be moderators. They should have that wrench next to their name. But I'm gonna figure out how to do that sometime. As a matter of fact, most of you guys will be moderators, so y'all can plug in y'all content in the comments. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something about that, Fiona, but I lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm still on my first draft of part 2 without any spoilers. I could say it's more action packed compared to part 1. That's what you should. That's why I do believe I did give you that advice. I think several months ago in our conversation on Twitter, I did suggest that the next book should escalate the action, and then going on to you should have some quiet moments too, but going to the next book, you should have, you have a quiet down moment, and then you bring back the action again too. Like leave some breathing room for your audience and keep them hyped up. Is what I'm saying. Have a balance. Okay, I know I'm pausing, but I'm scrolling up here. it got weird on me, so I'm scrolling. I'm sorry, Brian Gilmore to Matt Crunk. They clearly haven't seen Samus or Alice Landale or Sun Shangjiang or Chun Li. No, here's the thing, Brian. Brian. They know these characters exist. They do. They know these characters exist. Here's the issue with why they don't bring them up. Because they're under the belief that if a male designed these female characters, then they don't count because they were not designed by a female. That's why they choose to ignore them. As Kat pointed out, if they were designed by a man, they're fat material. They are a man's fantasy of what a woman should be. So they're under the impression that if that's why they ignore those characters like Sarah Connor, Ellen Ripley, Red Sonja, Xena Warrior Princess, is because they were written by men and they're under the impression that men designed them because they're men, and this is what they see in women, and that's why they try to push their version of what they want a woman to be in our faces, because they want us to forget about Xena, about Sarah Connor, about Ellen Ripley, about Samus Aran, about Chun-Li. They want to push their female created females to make us forget the male created females. And here's the kicker right here. I'm gonna tell you the kicker. This is why they try to push that new She-Ra versus the old She-Ra. when the old shit was created by women. That's why they want us to forget about Sailor Moon when Sailor Moon was created by women, by a woman. They don't understand that when they do that, they also devalue the real women that work on female characters too in the past. They're also doing that. So it's not that they don't know about these guys. They choosing to ignore them because they're not made by women. Is what I'm saying. So yeah. Storm is easily one of the strongest characters I can think of, period. I don't like what they're doing with Storm. I really don't like what they're doing with Storm. And I'm sick and tired of that mohawk they keep giving her. I'm so sick of the design. Like most people that they're drawing her nowadays, especially fan art of her. I'm so sick and tired of those faux pro black African hair designs that they're giving her, like the braids and stuff, and that side buzz that side buzz. No, that haircut puff ball on the forehead design. I'm so sick of that design. I'm so sick of my black women wearing those hairs. Period. I'm so sick and tired of those wire knot braids that they're doing nowadays as a symbol of their black pride, and they're proud to be a black woman and all that stuff. I'm so sick of that. I'm really so sick of that. It's really irking me because it's that whole you gotta like this. It's screaming you have to like this. It's okay if you don't like this. It's a you have to like this. I hardly ever see any Latinas wearing their Latina hairstyle and being showy with it. It's always the black, like, this is another topic. I'm getting off track. This is another topic. Getting off track. Okay. Yep. Wolf 10, right on the money. After upload, I'll be back through new skills and add editing. Stay the course. Chase the dream, guys. This goes for everybody in here. Chase the dream. Whatever it is that you want to do, chase the dream. Rather edit my stuff than write it. Yep. Good grief. Good grief. Don't even get me started on New Warriors. We won't. I'm gonna mishmash you guys' comments real quick. But since people want aspirational heroes, I'm releasing it on the blog first to help feed the people. Yes, feed the people. Stay the course. Chase the dream, guys. I'm loving you guys. I love you guys. Age Boomer's here? Where? Hey, Age. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Age. Welcome, Age, to the chat, guys. My wingman. Yeah. Yeah. I almost blew up there, buddy. You know me. I almost blew up there, man. You know how I feel strongly about my people, man. I got black pride in me, but my black pride is from the old civil rights movement from the '60s, not new, as I call it, new civil rights movement, as the faux civil rights movement as of today. My pride comes from black people that actually did something in life, like Louis Armstrong, Rosa Parks, Aretha Franklin. If you want to get artists in it, George Washington. That's where my black pride comes from. Okay, and I like Brian Martin's about my assessment about that. Yeah, it's basically noticing me. Yeah. That's like basically that's what they're doing. It's all attention seeking. Too much of it, if you ask me. Too much of it. But let me go back to Kronk's. See, here's the thing. Yeah, it was Caucasian and all that stuff, but like there's nothing nearly wrong with that. But my thing is like I don't mind her wearing braids. I just don't like the braid designs that they're going with as of right now. That's what I'm saying. See, if I want to see Storm in some braids, I want to see her in Lauryn Hill style braids or Moesha style braids. Well, not the pigtail things that she was wearing in the first season of Moesha. I'm talking about Brandy braids. You know what I'm saying? Not the what's her name? 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 Okay, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name. Janelle Monáe style. I don't like that. I don't dig that. I don't dig that. I want the Moesha or even Nia Long hairstyle. That's why I want. I love you too, Crunk. I love you all actually. Why not Cat? Why not Cat? Cat's available. You just gotta pay money, man. You gotta pay her money, man. Just make sure to pay her money. Try Cat, the night editor. Go to channel settings. Huh. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for the tip. Age Boomer. Oh, you're just here to say hi. Hello. Hello. Okay. Say hello to everybody, guys. You know what I'm saying? Hello. Hope to see you at the book study, Age, by the way. I hope to see you at the book study. I know you're going to be there. I know everybody else is going to be at the book study later on. And whatever Ishii and Cat's cooking up prior to that, because since this week so far, they've been nonstop streaming, guys. They've been nonstop streaming. So, if anything, guys, just hit that like, you know. Support people you love, by the way. So, I think I covered through all the comments. Let's get back to let's go to how I like to write my villains. So I like to write my villains like I try to write my villains like either deliciously evil or delightfully evil. Like I have this one idea for a villain, and this is going for my next book a book that I would love to write again. It was a comic that I wanted to start back in my early college days. It was called Art of Sin, and it was dealing with demons, angels, humans, and all sorts of supernatural stuff. I was writing the original Supernatural before Supernatural came about, basically. But it was a 4-person cast. But nowadays I want to there's this one scene I want to write so badly, guys. I want to write this scene so badly, and it stars one of my main characters who later becomes a Oh, stop it, Crunk! Stop it. Um, this is one villain character I want to write, and he starts off being like the main protagonist, but I want to switch gears and switch protagonists in the next book. But like one scene I wanted to write so badly, so badly, is that two guys are stealing from a crime syndicate, right? From one of the crime syndicate, right? So like I want to write in short, I want to write a villain that respects honor and integrity. That's what I want to write. I want to write a villain that respects honor and integrity. So as the scene how the scene plays out, like they bring him forward to the ringleader, and the ringleader approaches them, right, the leader, and he says, "Who stole from us? Which one of you? Which one of you?" And one of them says, "It was him. He brought me up to it. He brought me up to it. He's the one he's the brains behind that idea." And the guy looks at him like seriously, dude. And mind you, they're supposed to be friends, right? So like the other one says, "It was both of us. It was both our ideas. We're the ones that stole from you." And the leader takes a gun and shoots the guy that says it was his idea. Why did he do that? And the villain explains, "I admire a guy that's willing to put that's willing to say that everybody was at fault for a crime they both committed." That's a scene. I'm sorry. I'm getting tingling feelings just thinking about like I want to write that scene so much because I love it so much. I love it to death. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do that scene so much. Like. Here's a villain that people can get behind. Like he respects honor and integrity, and the reason why he shoots the other guy because the guy had no honor and no integrity. He's willing to sell out his boy just to save his own skin. But he gravitates to the guy who's willing to put both of them on the spot like that to say, yeah, we both the one that did it. You know what I'm saying? I want to write a character like that respects honor and integrity. That's the villain I like. He do evil things, mind you. But he also has an affinity for honor and integrity. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of villain you call that. The honorable villain. Another villain I would like to write is just one that is just evil, like Shan Yu, like a Shan Yu type. You know what I'm saying? I want to write a Shan Yu type. If you guys don't know, Shan Yu was from Mulan, the animated, not that live action. That's not Shan Yu. I'm talking about Shan Yu from Mulan, the animated movie. Now everyone in China knows you are here. Perfect. By building his wall, the emperor has challenged my power. Go, tell your emperor to send tell your emperor I said send him. Yeah, I messed up the line. Let me stop now. Or actually, let me say this line of Shan Yu. How many men does it take to deliver a message? One. That bruh, that right there, and that Shan Yu type character is going to be in my next comic book once I've done After Years. The next comic book I want to write is Not Your Heroes. Don't read too deep into the title. It's my space opera slash my Ace Combat inspired story, and the villain on there is like a Shan Yu type. He's like just like no morals, no restraint on his villainy. He's willing to attack. He strikes first and he strikes hard, no mercy. Basically, that's the type of villain I like to write. It's like the ones that are just like the embodiment of evil, but but it also has a purpose and a direction. I also like to write. I also like villains. Like to write villains that are like they can be psychotic for all I care. But here's my deal with psychotic villains. They will have to be one off. They can't be a recurring villain because psychotic villains to me don't last too long. I'm surprised Joker lasted long. Joker lasted longer the way he did because to me he's a one-off character every time, and it's due to the animated series Batman. He's more of a punch clock villain to me, and you guys know what those guys are like. Another villain I tend to admire is the Ra's al Ghul type character that do evil for a purpose, or at least who believes that they're doing the greater good. Thank you, Artificial Joni. Noble Demon. Thank you, Noble Demon. That's why I like to write Noble Demons, and I like to write Force of Nature. The villain for Not Your Heroes is a force of nature. That's what he's going to be, a force of nature. He's basically that force that they're fighting against, you know. But he's also got an army behind him, so that's what I mean by force of nature. I agree, Fiona. I agree. Uh, those are my villains I like to write. The Noble Demon, the Force of Nature, and there's also the Obstacle, which is the deliciously evil sometimes, and sometimes and then there's the one that thinks they're the. There's also the ones that I like too that think that they're the heroes in the story, or at least people think that are the heroes in the story, but they're not. They're still villains. Okay, they're still villains. Thanos is not the hero of his story. In Infinity War, people kept saying that he is not the hero of the story. This is why I made this video in this stream in the first place. He is not the hero of his own story. I don't care what he said about Titan and what he is not the hero. He is still the villain who thought what he was doing was the greater good, though. And make no mistake, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is a warning to you guys. If anybody say they're doing things for the greater good, I'm talking about real life people. If they're doing bad things to people and they're saying they're doing it for the greater good, Do not agree with those guys. Do not. I don't mean to scream in your ear. I'm sorry. I don't mean to scream in your ear. Do not believe in what they're saying when they're saying what they're doing is the greater good. If it sorry, if it allows them to do violent things to people, that goes for anybody who's of the righteous path, anybody who's of the noble path. If they're hurting people of the great and they're doing of the greater good, or in any of these, I don't think Doom's a noble demon, dude. He does some questionable stuff. He does some, like, how long did it take for him to free his mother? He had the means to. I'm just saying, he had the means to get his mother out of hell. Like, he had the means to get that plan in motion already. He just took way too long to get on it, especially after he sacrificed her to get more power. So I don't put him in that category. I'm sorry to disagree with you there, Crunk. And I agree with you a lot of things, but that I don't agree with. He to me, he's not a noble demon. He's a benevolent dictator, yes, but he is not a noble demon. You know what I'm saying? He is not a noble demon. Let me pause for a minute to read your comments. I'm tongue twisting right now. I like yeah I like the villains in Seven Deadly Sins. As I'm getting into the anime, they're actually rubbing off on me really good. There's some really nuance to the demons and the angels of the Seven Deadly. If you really want to talk about gray morality in anime, look no further than Seven Deadly Sins. That right there hit the mark really good. That, and also Beastars is a good example for gray morality. Owen Lister. It will be difficult to hire an editor because Beetle Blaze is more of a project to help me improve than a money-making comic book project. But I look into hiring Cat. You're pretty good too. Thank you for that. And my advice is my advice is free of charge. Anybody, my advice is free of charge. Now, mind you, take my advice. Sometimes take my advice with a grain of salt. I'm not always the professional. Okay. I'll try to issue whatever help I can, but I will even say I will humble myself and say that it's not always rock solid efficient. Okay, it's always best to go. That's why I suggest Ishii and Professor and Troy and anybody else, because they're way more seasoned than I am. Despite my age currently, they're in the. Here's the thing, they're in the industry more so than me. I've never been in the industry. Ishii's in the industry, Cat's in the industry. I always tell you to go to those guys more so than me, because those are the real professionals. But I get what you guys are doing. I get what you guys are doing. You're going to a source, even if it's not a professional, and I like that. But again, my advice comes free of charge. But like I said, try to weigh into that. I'm not a professional. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not a professional. My profession is art, drawing, coloring, all that stuff. But when it comes down to writing stories, I'm not always tip top shape. Like I said, it only comes from what I observed from good storytelling. I have to emphasize the good. I have to emphasize. I know I'm emphasizing, but I have to. Again, with Oren Lister, I like the bomb type villains, the kind that are ruthless but also classy and charming. You know what? Speaking of bomb villains, you know who's my favorite out of all of them? In Daniel, the current Daniel Craig, the one Mads Mikkelsen's character from Casino Royale. I like him. He's my favorite out of the Daniel Craig ones. That I believe Blofeld and Spectre, who was also in Skyfall. I think he was in Skyfall, but I also like Blofeld too. Another guy who I like was in I think he was in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Later, Fallout. He was in Ghost Protocol and Fallout. Uh, As an example, Hillary Brooks' wrath with too much Karen in her. I don't know who you're referencing there, but I like it though. Okay, scrolling down. Okay, you're adding more light to it. She's so against the other villains that she helps and hinders them in different times. Heroes that know she's one of the bad guys have dubbed her sour puss. Again, I'm going to need a little more context to that. Gonna need a little more context to that. Biggest thing, just love what you write. Other abilities and techniques will happen with time. Owen, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Okay. I don't want to show favoritism to Fiona, so I'm gonna scroll a little bit more down. Sorry, Fiona. I gotta give everybody by some highlights. Okay. I do have a psychotic villain in mind for Beal Blaze, but he won't last long. It's a monster of the week formula after all, so they won't last long. That's not the well. Given what I said about psychotic villains, that's not to say you don't have to make them last long. What I'm saying is that they're not my cup of tea when it comes to long-lasting villains. But if you want to keep that villain going, especially if people like that villain, listen to the fans basically. Keep it going. Keep them going as long as you can until you probably have no room to write that psychotic villain. I'm not saying you don't have to make them last longer, but I'm giving my opinions like to me those types don't really last too long in my world. Artificial Joey showing my favorite villains needs a measure of villainous virtue. You need to give me some examples on that one. I don't know villainous virtues. I don't know if I never heard of a villain that have virtues, but I mean I just mentioned the the noble demon, so I guess that's what you mean by villainous virtues. uh, 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 I done lost the chat a little bit. The scrolling threw me off. Okay. Let's go with Owen again. He may not be the hero, but it was mostly his movie. You can say he was the protagonist or main character, but not a hero. You're talking about Thanos, then, right? Yeah. To some, he's a hero. To others, we know he's a villain. But yeah, I don't subscribe to that idea that he's the same thing with the Joker movie. I don't subscribe that he's the hero of his own story. I just think he's a victim of circumstance. Brian Gilmore, greater good is a euphemism. Give me more power. Yep. I mean, that's the thing about greater good. They don't know what the greater good is because they don't know what sacrifice is. That's like to me, greater good would be if say if my arm like or let me make it more dramatic. If my drawing hand was caught in a bear trap and I had a machete, right? And if my wife was being attacked by wild dogs, I will literally cut my arm off out of that bear trap, just and hopefully while I'm still conscious enough to fight off those dogs enough to keep to make them go away to save my wife. That will be the I literally sacrificed my arm for the greater good. I lost my ability to draw to save my own wife. That would be the greatest good. They don't know what greater good is because they don't know what the sacrifice. Greater good would be what are you willing to sacrifice, not who would you be willing to sacrifice. That's what they think the greater good is who they're willing to sacrifice. I bet you most of those people will be willing to sacrifice their own babies just for the greater good, their career. Throw their daughters into an orphanage just so they don't have just realizing that raising a child will be work for them and they have their career. The man, selfish people be. Oh my goodness! It really. you guys know that I'm atheist. Most of you guys know that I'm atheist, but when I hear stuff like that, especially that lady that talked about her abortion up on stage at that one awards, and they clapped, they gave her a round of applause for that. You should not trivialize abortion over a career like that. You should not. And I'll tell you right now, if we were still on that subject about that lady, she was the wife in The Greatest Showman, by the way. Just letting you guys know, she was PJ Barnum's wife in the Greatest Showman. And I don't, you know what? Ever since she made that speech on there, I don't want. I was thinking about buying that on Blu-ray. I don't want it no more. I don't want to buy it on Blu-ray now. Now she said that, especially when the character she played was a mother, and she said that, and she even encouraged women to do that. No, that is, see, when they think, that's what I mean. When this is what they think about greater good. Who are they willing to sacrifice for the greater good? It's all about self. All about self. And Damien's here. A hero is willing to sacrifice himself to defeat a powerful villain. A villain will sacrifice everyone else. Yeah, exactly. And they'll go through so many mental gymnastics just to justify what they're doing. And that's another thing about, let's go back to the gray morality thing. The I'm stuttering. The gray morality thing. Back to what Fiona Wolf was talking about, the gray morality. Here, let me add some more to the gray morality thing. They think gray morality means justification. That's what they also think. They think gray morality means justification for evil actions. They they say, well, if you understand what if you walk about it, no, that is not justification for what they're doing. Gray morality does not mean justification. And that's another thing that also goes in with them talking about the greater good. They think greater good equals justification for what they're doing or what they're thinking. Yeah. 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 We can talk about that in another topic about how they depower superheroes and try to uplift their woke heroes. We can talk about that another stream. I I got a lot of things to say on my to get off my chest in these streams. You guys can also offer me up some suggestions in my, not in the chats, not in the chats. Um, you guys can find me on Twitter. You can DM me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. As a matter of fact, I will also next week, if I haven't come up with any topics, I will post a I'll post what type of topics would you like for me to talk about on Facebook, on the Professor Geeks Facebook group and Twitter. I would like to hear your thoughts. But that's only if I haven't found it. And here's how I set up my topics. I will present you two topics. You guys vote which one y'all want me to talk first. Then I'll talk about it second. Talk about the second one second. So whichever one you want me to hear most will be Tuesday's topic. Then I'll cover the second one on Thursday. It's more of a which one you want to hear first. Okay. Let's look more comments. Karen is the meme about angry white liberal ladies who cause hell at retail places with problem glasses and a special haircut. uh, with the phrase, I want to speak to your manager. You know something? I'm so glad I haven't ran into a Karen since we reopened at my theater, and I'm also glad I didn't run into no Karen and before the virus hit. In my years of operating the theater, nobody's ever even asked me for the manager to me directly. I know a few of my coworkers have, but never me. So I must have I must be doing my job right. I don't know, or I may have never ran into any entitled people before. Uh, YA aimed at 30-year-old women market filled with main characters that are navel gazing selfish people. Yep, I agree. And yeah, I agree with you, Brian. That yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh no, no. No, 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 no. Do not do that. Never do that. That do you she don't when she said like you just don't understand how many young women have to go through that sometimes. Especially teenage girls who probably were violent and probably want to get an abortion, but are urged to keep the child. Like never, never, never push the you need to abort so you can save your career. No. No. Offers joint give me the examples of that I asked of him. Sound like I demanded if I did if it sounded like I was demanding it from you, I'm sorry. Examples? Okay, let's take prideful villain who will give full effort in what he does, never take half measures, or a greedy one who shows loyalty to his man. You talking about Starscream and Megatron? Yeah, I like those. I like those two. Uh, hey, did that actually happen? Did that actually happen? Bruh, if that actually happened, man, that's boss. That's boss. Gray morality characters are redeemable. Outright evil characters often aren't. Yep. Yep. That's why I like Lucifer, the show Lucifer. So far I haven't run into any issues with Lucifer. No social justice anything in that show ever. Even since the latest season that I've seen so far, that show's been really good on keeping the woke train out. Um, of course, with how again, Fiona, you gotta give me context. You gotta give me context of what I'm rambling. This is the Wolf Commander rounds. I'm rambling stuff, and and sometimes when I hit y'all comments, yeah, which I really got work on that too. When I'm in Ishi stream, I gotta make sure that I gotta give full context to what I'm saying instead of giving a half sentence or a short sentence. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. You're still talking about Xena. Okay, you gave an example. Thank you. Uh, really shouldn't take any examples from TV tropes. They're not always accurate, and some of them have poor sentence structure too, and bad spelling. So try not to rely on TV tropes a lot. Also, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let's go with tropes, especially let's go with the evil doer tropes. There's nothing wrong with the mustache twirling villain. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Um, what I would suggest though, put your own spin of the mustache twirling villain. Same thing with the evil for evil's sake villain, like Maleficent. Make them. This is what I mean by that's why I call them deliciously like Maleficent is the deliciously evil sort of villain. That's she's in my list of deliciously evil villain. Like her, um, even oh my goodness, even Ursula. Ursula is deliciously evil. And here's the thing about here's the thing about Ursula. She's deliciously evil in a way she's barely under the guise of helping people. That's one thing I love about her being deliciously evil. The her villain song, "Poor Unfortunate Soul." Oh my goodness, she is almost the reason why I got a thing for big women. That's what we used to call like plus size women. Oh, I hate that line that phrase to describe for lack of a better term, fat women. P H P H A T. I mean, by the way, big women. back in the days we used to call, like in the early aughts, we always called them big women. She was one of my main she was the main reason why I tend to have an attraction towards big women as well. Like I have an attraction to all sorts of women, big women, skinny women, tall women, short women. But like my highest preferences tend to be big women, or petite women, or even skinny women. Like those are my three preferences sometimes. But it has to have a limit though. It has to have a, I can't date a. I hate to bring her up, but I can't well, I don't know her name. I don't remember her name, but I can't be around an anorexic woman. She needs to deal with her issues, okay? And I can't be with an obese woman. She needs to deal with her issues. Yeah, oh, and I like them thick too. I like them thick, and I like them skinny, and in between. But I don't want. Here's the thing: I don't want to date nobody with self esteem issues. But Grant, I'm married though, so I'm married with a woman that's in between. She's in between. But here's the thing: if I was tied down, I'm trying to be I'm trying to be nice, because if my wife do choose to watch this on the back watch, I want to try to be nice. I love my wife. Don't get me wrong. But if I wasn't tied down, my choices would be, my thing is that with the current wave of things now, get your stuff together first before you start dating me. I'm not offensive. This is what I said to my friends a lot. Like I ain't fit to be babysitting nobody's self-esteem issues. That is not why I came into this relationship for. That I made sure she knows that. Like whatever self-esteem you got going on, I'm not going to be babysitting that, and you are not babysitting my self-esteem issues either. So if you're not willing to tolerate if you're not babysitting my self-esteem issues, don't expect me to babysit yours. You feel me? So when I come around a woman who's like probably throwing up to stay skinny, like no, don't do that. Or a woman that's overeating because of that faux body positivity movement. No, no. I'm not. Again, I'm not babysitting your self esteem issues. You need to fix that yourself. It's like what Cat Williams said. It's esteem about yourself. Yeah, Joni. That's what I mean. That's all it's good for. That's all it's good for. Is to talk. I be on there every once in a while, but I read it because sometimes it's hilarious how they put things in the categories sometimes. Owen Lister, God, I work as a janitor. I don't have to deal with people. Yeah, but you have to deal with their waste. I'm a janitor. I was a janitor too. Not saying I hate my job, but you, I'm pretty well. For those who haven't worked a janitor position, you'd be surprised of how disgusting people are, both men and women. Visit the women's bathroom. Well, Fiona can probably tell you some horror stories, but cleaning them, bruh. This is where I said, yeah. I see where the equality comes from. We are both equally nasty. Though I argue women are way more nastier than men. You can fight me on that one. Any interloper who reaches on the backwash, you can fight me in the comments on that one. Y'all, I'm sure Fiona can agree there. No offense. Okay. Yeah, okay, Brian. Oh yeah, it used to happen all the time to my stepmom. I wonder how many people shut up when she says that. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, that would be the reason why I want to pursue a manager position, so I can have that moment. It's like, woman, I am the manager. What's up? What's up? Yeah, Brian. Again with the TV tropes, it can be useful as a glossary, but not teach you how to write. Exactly. Exactly. Brian Chesson like, oh, trust me, I know people are slobs. I do janitor work at my job too. Yeah, I'm anxious to tell you guys some horror story. Oh my goodness. You know what? This is gonna be the janitor stream. This is the janitor stream now. Almost all you guys are public service cleaners. Okay. Let's just say at work the employee bathroom is leagues better than fixing the public one, which is used by both men and ooh. Yeah. I can I can relate because again, I used to clean bathrooms and boy, it changed my views towards women a bit. I'm not saying all women are disgusting. I'm just bruh. Let's just say I'm side-eyeing men and women. Y'all do some nasty stuff. I'm just saying y'all do some nasty stuff. And I hate when the little children, especially when the little children get in here, both boys and girls. Oh my goodness. It wasn't enough to say never again. I'm strong-willed when it comes to a job like that. I'm very strong-willed, especially when when it comes to cleaning up throw up and stuff. I'm strong-willed. Like sometimes I'll probably hack a little bit, but like it's a job. It's dirty. I gotta do it. Someone's gotta do it. Ooh, artificial. Ooh. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. More 100 points respect award to you for that one. Cause that one, I would have to say the nay no on that one. I I don't think I would be able to handle Slaughterhouse either. I like here's the thing about me when it comes to violence in movies and stuff. I'm never squeamish about violence in movies, but I'm very squeamish at real life visceral stuff. I'll tell you about the site. Have any of you guys ever heard about Rotten.com? Have you ever heard about that? That site called Rotten.com where it shows mutilated corpses and accidents and people who got mutilated and accidents. We used to visit that in high school all the time. There was some. I've seen some stuff. I've seen some stuff. Do not go to Rotten.com if you're weak of stomach. Okay. It's just a. I cleared all the comments, so let's get back on track, shall we, guys? Um, I did go through villains I like to write, or I would love to write. I think we covered modern writers' fixation on villains. We covered the I don't think I don't think we covered enough of gimmicky Marvel and DC villains. We've covered SJW's views on what a villain is. We've covered movie rising villains. I think. Uh, let's go with anime villains and why let's go with anime villains. Okay, we can stop with the horror stories now, Arthur Jr. Let's get back on track. I don't want to get distracted by that. I will say this: that's messed up. That's some messed up stuff. That must have been hell for you, or might give you a mental image of hell. But let's keep it on the villains thing. We can talk about. I, I'll do this for you guys. Let's say Wednesday afternoon. I'll do a nothing stream like Ishii do. We can do a nothing stream on afternoon. We can talk about all this stuff like horror stories, jobs, and stuff like that. And I guess the stream has went on too long and my screen has frozen. So I'm probably not going to be able to see the comments pop up on the screen now. But I'll still read your comments though. But I'll pop it on the screen for the sake of the stream. Yep, anime villains. So we've already discussed the topics I wanted to talk about, but let's have some fun now. Let's talk about villains that we do love instead of villains that we hate, or at least the SJW villains that we hate now, or the superheroes or the villains masquerading as superheroes that we hate now. Let's go with something fun now. So I'll tell you my favorite villains of anime. I did for a time like Nuraku from Inuyasha, but after a while he started getting played out. he was like a favorite villain of mine. I did like Nuraku. He was he was card carrying sometimes. He was almost Xantos Gambit E, but it seems like they were too favorable of him over time. Because we all know he was the main villain, and eventually they had to kill him. Then there's Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which he's actually he's the affably evil type villain. Oh, I love Rao. Rao's my boy. I love Rao, but top favorite, my preference wise would be Shin from Fist of the North Star as well. I love Shin. Yeah, the homunculi. Well, here's the thing. That's one thing I liked about what makes Father so good is the homunculi. They bounce. He bounces off really well from the homunculi and his reasons for creating them, and they all have their own unique personalities and abilities. I love the homunculi too. Each and every one. My personal favorite will always be Greed among them. I love Greed, especially I love them in the original anime, but I also love them more in the in Brotherhood when he fused with Ling. I still love Lust. I love Lust, and I do love her in Brotherhood as well. She's messed up. Envy is okay, but my patience with him was waning after a while when he started coming back into the picture. But I did like that I did love that speech he gave in front of Scar, Roy Mustang, and Edward, and also Risa Hawkeye. I did like that. There's a bit of humanity. There was a moment of humanity in him in that moment. I like that, but like everything else was like can we please kill him already? I'm getting tired of him now. Same thing with Wrath, but we all know Wrath lived. But I was getting no, not Wrath. Wrath was it? No, Wrath was Führer King Bradley. I'm talking about Pride. Pride was the Shadow Boy. Pride was the Shadow Boy. Rat, Bradley was Pride in the original anime. If anybody haven't seen the original anime, he was Pride in that one. Wrath was a new character in the original anime, but he was King Bradley was Wrath and brother. Why am I telling you this? Everybody know in these comments in this chat. I'm sorry, in this chat. Y'all know that. But yeah, another good villain. I like Fiona's Dio. Yep, Dio from Phantom Blood the most because let me read it correctly. Dio from JoJo. I rewatched Phantom Blood the most because to me that is the best JoJo. First JoJo. Bloody his nose and he comes back twice as fierce. I think anime has memorable villains because heroes are equally memorable. Very clear contrast usually. Yep, that's well. Really, it's because the Japanese still understands the archetype of hero and the archetype of villain. Yeah, you can almost say. Sorry, sorry. I'm gonna get back to what Fiona is saying, but I'm gonna highlight Owen's. You can almost say he was almost anti-hero in that regard. Almost. Casey Scott. Dio? Y'all, guys, do you guys want me to do some voice acting real quick? Or some voice work? Or name a character and I'll see if I can do a voice for him. Because y'all was here for the Transformers. Did y'all even like my Optimus Prime voice? I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna read your comment, Brian. I remember Sin Klein from Gold Line for his crush on Fala, who piloted Blue Line. They were known as Gold Lions vote. Duh. I should have known that. Duh. And you know something? Speaking of Voltron, Legendary Defender wasted Lotor really bad. Here's the thing about Lotor and Legendary Defender. They had something. They had something with Lotor in Legendary Defender. He was almost Zuko 2.0 in that one, actually. Almost Zuko 2.0. Arthur's John want to hear my Optimus Prime voice. Would anybody would like to? I want to hear if any of you guys want to hear my Optimus Prime voice. I will do it, Officer Johnny, but I want to hear 2 more, or at least 3 more. Chant it if you have to. Chant it. Optimus, 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 Optimus. I know. Kirk, you was there for it. You was there for it. Heck, ooh. Okay. You got me. You got me crying. I can't do Slimer. I don't remember his lines. Something like that, I guess. Okay, we got everybody saying do it. Excuse me, I gotta clear my throat for it. Drink a little bit real quick to clear my throat. Since life began itself, there was the cube. Autobots, roll out. You know we don't hurt the humans. What is wrong with you? I'm saying it's just an option. I don't want to do Jazz's line because I don't want to swear on the stream, because I want to make sure that for all the professor I want to keep my streams clean, so I want to be able to have all of Professor Geek's ilk to watch it, and I try my best not to swear so much, or at least I try not to swear at all. So Jax, I'm not gonna say Jax's line, but I could do Megatron too. Thank you, Joni. Yeah, season 2 had potential, and it started going downhill. I don't know why people raise a stunk about what's his name? Shiro's boyfriend. He was a good character for the longevity he had. I don't know why people raise a stunk about that, because they I guess the writers hyped him up to high heaven. Oh, Casey Scott you want me to say it? I'll say it. One shall stand, one shall fall. I believe that Casey Scott has the best singers. I will not say your name, oh, darn it, I said Jockey's name. I remember Netflix Voltron had a very impressive enemy in Zarkon. He was great as a force of nature to the good guys. Okay, I'm losing it now. I'm losing the voice. I can only maintain it for a while. You're welcome, Casey Scott. I actually like the exchange between him and Megatron in the first movie. The humans deserve to live, Megatron. They deserve extinction prime. You'll always fight for the weakling. That will make you lose. Join them in extinction. I can barely do Frank Welker's Megatron voice. Okay, let me stop, because I'm gonna be all day with the Optimus Prime voice. Y'all give me another person give me another name. Give me another name. As I'm discussing villains, y'all can give me some names, and I'll try to do the voice, because I like doing. since I've been growing up, I like doing voice impressions. I really did. I really did like doing voice impressions. As a matter of fact, I'll do Dark Side, Michael Ironside, Dark Side voice. Excuse me. I'm gonna do Dark Side voice. I am many things, son of Krypton, but here I am God. I've been called many things, son of Jor-El, you can never hope to imagine. But for now, I'll settle with Executioner. Or my favorite line, had killing one of these humans would anger you so much, I would have killed many, and kill 1,000 more I shall. That's the best I can do with Darkseid. I'm no Michael Ironside. I can be a Clancy Brown though. If y'all want me to do anything from Clancy Brown, I'll try. I'll try. It's been a long time. My throat has seen better days. I would love to hear that, and if they ever have you in Ishi stream, Crunk. Ooh, that's gonna be. Okay, let me try. I gotta remember some of the lines he said. Okay. Do you want this? Do you want to be like this? Like me? A freak? We can help you. We can we can remove the gyro unit out of you. If only you can join us. Or, I love my job. I don't know. I don't have the voice modulator to do it. Or, I'll do Human Crane. Darn it. We were so close. You must understand. You got to give me a chance. I'm nearly there. Something like that. That's as close as I can get. I'm sorry, y'all. That's as close as I can get with Crane. I'm actually I'm actually I'm actually holding myself back from doing Jimmy JJ Walker. I know Owen. I know Owen's will hate me forever for doing that one. Slapping my knee now. Black hand. You know, I'm about to pull up I'm gonna have to pull up IMDb to look up lines. I'll do my Thanos. Y'all want to see me do my Thanos? I'm gonna do Clancy Brown's, but I want to I'm gonna do Thanos. Let me pull up a line from him real quick. Just keep monitoring the chat real quick. Ooh, Doc Ock from Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s? Ooh, he says so many scientific words I can't remember sometimes. Oh, I think I got one. One he said to Rhino. Rhino, you nincompoop. You almost charged into me. Hey, don't call me a nincompoop. Rhino was so dumb he couldn't pronounce nincompoop right. Or Shocker. Rhino, you almost tore up my suit. You know what happens when I tear up my suit, right? Or evil Peter from the Venom arc. Shocker! I will chase you to the ends of the earth. There is not a place you can hide from me. Mary J! I don't know. I don't know if that was a good Peter Parker impression from that show. That's as close as I can get. Yes, credit where credit due to that actor for being to me, as much as I love Tom Holland, you know, your Andrew Garfield's, your Tobey Maguire's. I don't know the voice actor's name, but he's to me is my Peter Parker, the voice actor himself. Just like Kevin Conroy is my Batman. I know, Crunk. I know who you talking about. Let me pull it up so I can learn the lines. I can do yeah. I can almost do a Doritan. I can almost do a Doritan, but first I'm gonna do my Thanos first. I'm gonna do Thanos. Let me pull up a Infinity War real quick so I can look up the quotes. It's moving a bit slow. It's moving a bit slow. It's getting there. Not in-game. Yes, Affinity War. Thank you. I'm not anxious to see that She-Hulk show that they're talking about. Nor am I. Oh yeah, that's the voice actor for Peter Parker, Christopher Daniel Barnes. I like him. I could almost do a Solid Snake too. Almost. What can you tell me about Metal Gear? Oh, let me redo that Peter Parker line. Shocker! You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth! Ooh, wait. Hold on. Arthur Joy, give me a good villain. There's on villains again. Yoshikage Kira from Part 4 of JoJo is an interest. I haven't gotten that far yet. I haven't gone far yet. I know I'm gonna do Thanos. Crunk. I'm gonna do Thanos. Give me a minute to pull up the quotes. Especially my favorite quote. Okay. And it's loading, 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 and it's loading. I'm gonna try to do my best impression for I'm gonna do my best Josh Brolin voice. I'm gonna try. It's gotta find the line though. Here it is. I'm gonna try to read it as best I can. It's really hard to read aloud on screen because the brightness stuff or somehow y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. I don't need to explain to you this. Okay, let me get ready because I got the line ready. I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. It's frightening. Turns the legs to jelly. I ask you to what end? Dread it? Run from it? Destiny arrives, all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am. Now what y'all think? y'all can rate me in the comments. Out of 10. Give me a rating out of 10. Or that one trail line I like. Fun is not what makes. I can't believe I messed up that line. Or let me do this with the one with him and Grimoire. You were going to bed hungry, scrounging for scraps. Your plan was on the brink of collapse. I'm the one who stopped that. You know what's happened since then? The children born have known nothing but full bellies and clear skies. It's a paradise because you murdered half the planet. A small price to pay for salvation. You're insane, little one. It's a simple calculus. This universe is finite. Its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. It needs correcting. You do know that. You don't know that. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I am the only one with the will to act on it. Gambit from oh, Crunk, don't get me started on Wolverine. Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible. Next time it will be one of these and you, Scott. Brian wants me to do Nemesis. Which Nemesis? Which Nemesis? There's two Nemesis now. You can only pick one. And Crunk wants me to do Gambit from the animated series. Ooh, you boy, you got me. You got. Oh, I got to look up lines for him. It's gonna take me a while, guys. If I ever get to Gambit, if how long I'm gonna go with this stream, it's gonna take a while for me to get to Gambit. He's got some lines, man. He's got some lines. I can't remember them off the top of my head. So first, let me humor Croc real quick for Black Hand for Warcraft. My goodness, 2016 was almost a lot of people. Oh, what was that? I heard something. What was that? That was weird. I don't know if you guys heard it, but I heard it in my microphone, my headset. I mean, but I'm gonna do Black Hand if I can find any quotes from Black Hand. I can find if I can't find Black Hand's quotes, I can do Duratan's. I love Duratan in that movie. Yeah, we can take a break from this session and yeah. Gambit don't make TV dinner. There you go, Brian. I'll do it one more time if you didn't hear it the first time. Excuse me. Gambit don't make TV dinner. I got you, Cher. That's as close I can get. Um, so Brian wants me to do Resident Evil Nemesis while I'm waiting for the quotes to load up. I just did, Crunk. I just did it. Oh, Owen, you got the voice for Crane. I know you got the voice for Crane. But I'm also gonna do some Drill Sergeant Zim from Starship Troopers. I could do Drill Sergeant Zim, but Brian wants me to do Resident Evil Nemesis, the original game. Stars. No, that's not good. Trying to remember how it goes. Stars. There we go. Let's go. Let me try one more time. Stars. Stars. Ooh. Stars. 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 I do it like that because every time I watch Survival Horror Network's video on long play of every time he's like stars, stars, that's basically how that is. So it's almost like they have a complete track of him. Trying to look for Black Hand real quick. That's a short one, but I'll go back to that one if I can't find a long one from Black Hand. He doesn't really say much. Yep, I'm just going to say one line from Black Hand then. Let me find it again. Okay. I'll start with Goldan. The incantation! I have no time for this, Black Hand. This is Makgora. You will respect our traditions. Keep fighting. Oh, that's bad. That was terrible. That's not even Clancy Bound. That's not even Clancy Brown. That's not even close. This is a Makgora. You will respect our traditions. Keep fighting. Yeah, that's close. That was close. That was close. That was a lot better than the first time. What is that from? Officer Joni. What is that? Oh, finally fixed itself. I can see. I can now see the screen moving. Finally. Oh, it might be correcting stuff, but oh, it did. Yeah. Tell me what that. Fiona, come on, get in on this. Get in on this. Okay, Crunk got one for Black Hand. There must be someone worth fighting in this dung heap. I can do Doratan though. I love Doratan. I'm gonna do this opening line. There has been a war. Let me fix my mouth a bit. There has been a war between orcs and humans for as long as can be remembered. But there was once a time when we did not even know who our enemy was, or what evil green magic the Fail had done to us. But in the beginning, how could we have known? What choice do we have? Our world was dying, and I had to find my clan a new home. That's as close I can get with Dortan. Resident Evil 5. Global saturation from... If you want me to do a Wesker, I'll do a Wesker. I'll do a Wesker from Resident Evil 5. She doesn't know, but we're actually having fun in the stream right now. If y'all want me to do a Wesker. Oh. Oh. It's from Wesker. Let me complete global saturation. Is that a line from the Mercenaries? Oh, the speech at the end. Okay. I like his famous line better though. I'm gonna try it, find it, so I can read it proper. I'll do this one. A new Genesis is at hand, and I will be the creator. I can even do Resident Evil 1's remakes Wesker. But I'm not gonna do that one. No, that's game. That's game. That's end game. That's end game. That's end game. Nope, that's still end game. Not that one either. That's not the famous one. I'm trying to find the one where he says to Chris. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna type that in the comments while I'm looking for it. Now, if y'all really want to, well, I think that would probably be a big disrespect to Albert Wesker to compare him to SJWs, because they really are thinking like him from Resident Evil 5. Excuse me. Because they always trying to say that they're not trying to destroy people, they're trying to save people. Who are you really trying to save? That's the question. Who are you really trying to save? Yourselves, or just people that you think that you're trying to save, that you're trying to protect? That's why I was trying to tell if they ever try to come up to me like they do to most people, I'm like, I don't need your help. I really do not need you to speak for me either. I say the same thing for black people that they're trying to do that SJW rhetoric now. They got them roped up so badly. I feel sorry for them, and I think, and I really am under the impression that either they have been abused, either physically, mentally, and emotionally, or they think they're full abused, as in they try to look at other people's pain, and they try to add that into to what they think is their own pain. Take care, Crump. Thank you for actually, I'm gonna try to do it like I know it by heart. Each century, the humans get closer to destroying one another. I'm not trying to destroy the world. I'm trying to save it. Gotta do that at the end. Fiona, if you're still around, let us know. I think you disappeared on us, or you may have to. If you have something to do, then I won't keep you. You're not. You guys are not obligated to stay as long as you can. And most of the time, I'll just stop the stream if any of you guys are starting to leave. There'll be no choice. Be no reason for no reason to hold the stream if there's so few of you, you know. And I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I want to be able to have you guys get ready to get ready for the later stream for tonight. Let me check my phone real quick. Going on a bit. We're at 3 hours now. How do you like my stream so far? I'll probably have to wait for you guys to respond. I'll just keep talking. Hi, Ivan. I don't know what that means, man. What does that mean? You gotta give context, buddy. You gotta give context. I get it after doing dishes at one point. Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys had to leave to go to the bathroom, maybe, or probably do something real quick. And Owen's probably still at work, so he probably had to leave for a while. But yeah, back to anime villains. Who's another good villain? I would say Johan from Monster. That dude is sick. Johan from Monster. If you guys ever seen that one, that dude is sick. He's messed up, and he's under my category of victim of circumstance. He went through some stuff, but he's sick in the head. Oh, I know you, man. You thank you, Wingman. Yep, I'm gonna find a way to put you as a moderator. You and Owen, if you whoever is joining the stream next time, you guys are gonna be the moderators too, and probably a few others. If you guys are becoming a regular, thank you, Brian. I'm so glad you guys are loving my stream. I'm so glad I'm so yeah. Why am I tongue tied? I'm so glad you guys are loving these type of streams. The break between waiting for our rewatches or any future watches, the Wolf Commander Rambles. Oddly enough, I checked out the views from the previous streams. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised that one of our rewatch of the Guyver got 64 views. 64. Yeah, Casey Scott. Monster, man. I love Monster. I want to find it on Blu-ray so I can own it. Because I didn't finish it. I want to finish it though. Haven't read or seen Monster. You need to. I've only heard good things about the writing. The art I've seen you need to. Timma is a good Timma is what I would call a gray hero. He's really the for anime standards, he's an archetypal gray hero if you want to put him in American sensibilities. He's willing to he was willing to murder he's willing to murder Johan for the greater good, yes, but that's only because he's where I say that's a good greater good, to say the least, is because he's willing to sacrifice his freedom in order to stop this guy from hurting more people. That's what I'm saying. So even if he kills Johan, he'll have to deal with the police. You know, so he's willing to sacrifice his freedom for the greater good to stop this guy from killing other people. So that's one thing I gotta give Tim. He's a great hero, but he's also and you can also say he's doing things for the greater good. He's willing to go all out. He's also willing to his morals is clear, but he's also willing to sacrifice them for the greater good too, because he knows this boy was his responsibility. That's why he goes after Johan like that. Like he was his surgeon, Johan's surgeon, and this boy is like outright killing people left and right and enjoying it. He's enjoying it, manipulating them too. Johan is oof. The things that I don't remember vividly, but he's done some stuff. He's done some stuff that you could not imagine, Joni. That's what I'm saying. Like even if I did remember, I wouldn't be able to tell you because that would be spoiling. I would rather you watch the show or read the comic to see the messed up things he does, and he does it while smiling. That's what's sickening. That's what's sickening about Johan. He still holds. He's got this smile, dude. He's got this smile that's just oof. No, especially like when you know what he does and what he's going to do and what he's done. Whew. Yeah. See you later, Owen, and and see you at the stream on Sunday. So get home safe. Excuse me. Hopefully work hasn't messed you up or gave you a hard time today. So be safe. Um, Another villain, Griffith from Berserk. Griffith is one of those villains where he can be a victim of circumstance. He can also be a noble demon because, bruh, he the way how people see of him versus what he does behind closed doors could land him into noble demon. But he's also selfish. He's also selfish. He's he's a villain. He's a villain that you can hardly you can try your best to pinpoint where he falls in the scale because he does a lot of things. Well, I wouldn't say he's a mustache twirling villain per se. He's not a mustache twirling. He don't revel in what he does. He I mean he does have a narcissistic personality, yes, but he doesn't always revel in what he does. But he's the he's willing to do a lot of things for a dream. He's a dreamer. For one, we know he's a dreamer. All right, Brian. Looks like you guys are dipping out. I don't know who's watching at this point. It's 7 of you guys, but who's still around? I wonder. But yeah, Griffith is like one of those types that you can almost you think you're sure you can place him in something, but at the end of the day, the more you keep watching or reading the Golden Age of Berserk, the Golden Age arc of Berserk, you can find some more stuff about Griffith to really lump him in certain spots per se. As a matter of fact, speaking of Berserk, I'm taking some inspiration for After Years from Berserk 2. Um, I have a character that's like Guts, and I have a character that's almost like Griffith. Yeah, Casey, he does do that. Well, here's the thing about that notion. You're right, but here's the thing. You can't really call the guy hand a demons per se. That's more reserved to the apostles. The whole demon aspects. That's more reserved to the apostles like Zod and Wild and the Count and the Black Swordsman arc. I would say that label is more reserved to apostles than the God Hand. And I would say I would basically just say Griffith basically became a fallen angel, just like the God Hand have become. I would say he would be more of, yeah, he's more of the fallen angel archetype because the angels are they're often portrayed as benevolent, but are they really benevolent? That's the question. Are they really benevolent? Because if you take anything from the Bible, they're willing to do some stuff in the name of the Lord that you even question, that you would question, you know, when angels are involved half the time. But I would place him as a dark angel more so than a demon. Casey Scott, a fallen angel to be more precise though. But as far as demons concerned, I would reserve though. This is my opinion though. This is my opinion, mind you. This is my opinion. I reserve the term demon more for the apostles and otherworldly creatures, or at least ones that are more demonic in nature, not the trolls and not the ogres or the mermaids and stuff. I don't call them demons. I just mostly call them mythological creatures. But as far as like the apostles, I would call them demons because they were human once and they sacrificed to become apostles. Whatever it I don't think we need any explanation as to what they sacrificed most to become apostle. In the case of the account, he sacrificed his wife. He sacrificed his wife and her followers, who were worshiping a god of perpetual sex and arousal and sodomy and hedonistic pleasure. But there's some other stuff that other apostles sacrificed to get them like that. But like what measure of sacrifice do you have to be part of the God hand? That's my question. In the case of Griffith, he sacrificed his whole band of the Hawk though. But actually no, they do explain it. If you have the egg of the king, that's where you become the God hand. I forgot. I almost forgot. Anything lesser, you just become an apostle, right? Yeah, anything lesser, you're basically an apostle. But if you have the ed, if you have the ed, I can't talk. If you have the egg of the king, you become part of the God hand, basically. If you guys want more, if you guys want more in depth analyses to Berserk, I would suggest Real Life Ryan. Yeah, Real Life Ryan. There's also a video on Berserk by Super Eye Patch Wolf. I'm not sure if you heard that guy. And then there's also Alexander. I don't know how to really. It's a way you have to explain. It's a way you have to spell out his name to find Alexander, or type in Griffith done nothing wrong and look for Alexander for a, a, a deep analysis on Griffith's psyche. That and definitely Real Life Ryan. Definitely Real Life Ryan. And also check out Gento Vitus, where his wife, I think his wife, fiance, she's fiance now, where his wife is currently reading the Berserk manga. She has some brilliant insight, or not necessarily insight, but she has a observation, very good observation on the Berserk universe. And she's only an outsider of it. She's seen the check out the my girlfriend watches Berserk 95, and you'll probably find it. She's good. She's good at good observation, especially with her knowledge. I definitely like his his bleach video, his second bleach video. Oh my goodness, he's such a troll, man. In the middle of that, he's such a troll. Oh man, he does lay out some good points that you can either agree or disagree. But like I like his wrestling videos though mostly. I like his wrestling videos, especially the one he did about the heel, the evil heel, I think it's called. I like that one. That's my top favorite now. And the fake martial arts, or the one about martial arts, the fake martial arts and stuff. That one was really good, really good. You'll probably find my comment. Probably you will find my you will find my comment on that video too. I've catched I've catched Brian Gilmore's comments in a few videos. I can link you in the description. I can do that after I do this. After I do the stream, I can try to link the channels. Yeah, that will help. I'll link you the channels to go once I'm done. Well, if I get up to it, of course. I tend to have a lazy side. Sorry guys. If I don't do it as soon as possible, I'll get around to doing it sometime later. Because one, either I'm doing things around the house, or doing my art, or trying to get myself psyched up for work, which I'm going to work tomorrow definitely, and of course the weekend, which I'm gonna miss half of Troy's rewatch of Shaun of the Dead once I get home. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be there. Yeah, That's why I want to switch jobs. I want to get a morning job so I can be here in the evenings with you guys most of all, so I don't have to miss more of the streams because things have changed now, guys. Since the plague happened, we've been on this train. And like I know going back to work is going to be has probably been a difficult time for you guys because y'all we've been having fun with these things and just going back, you know. Yeah, I'll definitely do that for you, officer. I'll definitely do that for you. Rather than just, I'll link you the names and stuff. As a matter of fact, I'll type them in anyways. I think I'm spelling Alexander's name properly right here. It's spelled like that. I'm not sure if that's the right one, if that's the right spelling, but I definitely would recommend just typing in Griffith does nothing wrong and just look for the name just spelled like that almost. Um, I think gingivitis is spelled like this. It's spelled like that, so you can write those down. Who else do I suggest? I think I suggest a lot of people, but I went too long on Berserk. Let's move on to another villain that I liked in anime. I did like Orochimaru from Naruto, especially Steve Bloom's voice oozing out of him. I could try to do a Steve Bloom voice, but my voice is probably cracking due to the deep voices I've done. Ouch! I just hit my arm. I'll humor you guys a bit more with another classic Brown line. I'm gonna be the Kurgan. Let me see if I can be the Kurgan. Anybody want me to do the Kurgan? Say yes in the chat. And I just heard my neighbor yell at a dog just now. That distracted me a bit. And probably try to do a Sean Connery voice too. Yes, for the Kurgan from Officer Joni. Type F for yes for Kurgan. I'm such a dad, even though I'm not a dad. Oh, I'll definitely do this one. This is my favorite out of his. It's the house of God. People are trying to pray. You're disturbing them. He cares about these helpless mortals. Of course he cares. He died for our sins. That shall be his undoing. Father, forgive me. I am a worm. I have something to say. It's better to burn out than fade away. Yeah, that's as close as I could get with that line. Oh, I love this one too. Happy Halloween, ladies. Nuns, no sense of humor. Ramirez's blade did not cut deep enough. He was right about you, you're slime. Ramirez was an effete snob. He died on his knees. I took his head and raped this woman before his blood was even cold. Ah, I see. Ramirez lied. She was not his woman. She was your woman. And she never told you. I wonder why. Perhaps I gave her something you never could. And secretly she yearned for my return. Hold the ground, Highlander. Remember what Ramirez taught you. At last, the gathering. Hi, I'm Candy. Of course you are. as close I can get with the Kurgan. That's as close. Best villain of all time, as many people have pointed out with the Kurgan. I can almost do Kane from Highlander Third Dimension, but I'm not gonna try to strain my voice any further than that. Then I could do Vincent Valentine from what you call it, Advent Children. Yeah, I think we're pretty much off the discussion side of these streams. We're on the I guess we can say you can say we're on the fun side of these streams, right? Do you like the fun side of these streams, guys? Just let me know when I get the fun stuff in. We can finally stop talking about stuff that makes us depressing and just get into fun stuff now. I'm sure you guys like that. But I'm gonna try to do a Vincent Valentine. Yes for Valentine. Please say yes. Please say yes. I'm worried. I want to do it. I want to do it. Yes for Valentine. Or do y'all want me to do more Wolverine voices? I'll wait for your responses. But I'm on the having children. But that can be overruled with your answers. Or do y'all want me to do my Joker voice? Because a lot of my coworkers, a lot of my coworkers know me. Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I'm going to do from now on for the future. Wolf Commander Rambles. We're going to go with the topic, the discussions, and then see you later, Damien. Do the topic, do the discussions, and then we get into the fun stuff. I think I like that setup. Don't you guys do? Stretch out a little bit of the hours so you guys can get a little bit closer to killing some time and waiting for the professor stream or any stream that you guys want to get into. I've experienced both the English and the sub version of Advent Children, but in the English dub, Vincent Valentine is voiced by Spike Spiegel, Steve Bloom. Oh, how speak yeah. Before I even get into doing some more voice work, how would you rate my Kurgan? Uh, out of 10, how would you rate my Kurgan? I'll wait for that later. But I'm gonna read a bit of Vincent Valentine's line if I can find it. IMDb is not always helpful. I don't even know where that line came from. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. I was right. I'm no good to anyone. Vincent, what do you know about this? I come here often. No, that's not good. I come here often. And then there's our sins ever forgiven? I've never tried. Or my favorite line when he's helping Cloud fight Bahamut. Fly. Yeah, as close as I can get. I'm aging, man. Age is hitting me in the foot. Cloud, you're sure about messing up the line. Let me do this again. Cloud, you're sure this is about fighting? Or this one. The stigma is a symptom of alien matter infesting the body. When it tries to eliminate it, it overcompensates. Inside our bodies, there's a current, like the life stream. That current is what fight off any malignant intruders. Yeah, as close as I can get. Let's see if I can do my Sephiroth. And I think the chat is slowing down. Oh, thank you, Officer Johnny. 9 out of 10 for the Kurgan. 9 out of 10. Yeah. Can't believe my. Yeah. I can't talk. My mouth, yeah. Why's my mouth rubbing against each other? Why are my lips rubbing against them? Yeah. Tell me what you cherish most. Give me the pleasure of taking it away. You just don't get it. There isn't a thing I don't cherish. I thought of a wonderful present for you. Shall I give you despair? Oh, where did you find this strength? I'm not about to tell you. That's as close as I can get with my Cloud and Sephiroth voice. And Advent Children, by the way. On your knees. I want you to beg for forgiveness. That was actually my Sephiroth voice right there. That's as close as I can get with Sephiroth from the Advent Children. Pretty sure some of you guys can do a better job. Who wants me? Yeah. Give me a name of a person you want me to voice, or at least attempt to voice. I'll wait, and I'll do more rambling while I wait. Actually, I'll name another villain I like. This isn't really not a back to the actually, you know what? Let's go back to the Voltron Legend of Defender reboot, and I'll compare it to another reboot that sorely never got its second season, sadly, and that was Thundercats 2009. No, 2011. Mommer was good, a good villain in Thundercats 11. So was the mutates, the mutants, or at least they're no longer mutants in this one, in Thundercats 11, since everybody's just about everybody in Third Earth is now a resident of Third Earth, or at least they were once a slave caste in Mommer's ship, and when Leo, Lionel's ancestor, freed them, they have inhabited Third Earth, spread their culture, set up their culture and their religions and stuff like that, and their mysticisms. So the mutants are not really mutants anymore. They're now animals too. Especially when it came to boy, they're Monkey Man, Jacko Man, Vulture Man, and Slythe are freaking vicious characters now. They're vicious characters in the original series, but like, man, they ramped up the viciousness in the 11 version. It's like every time, but it was kind of like it was almost a running gag at this point when they released Jacko Man, because I think Vulture Man was already released by that. Vulture Man was already out, and of course, Slythe had his own army. But like when they released Monkey Man and Jacko Man, boy, they were messed up. Like when Monkey Man gets released, he slaughters his captors. Like he literally just lay into them. Like you don't see it, but you hear him screaming. Same thing with Jacko Man. Jacko Man kills a guardsman that was holding his cell. Again, you don't see it, but you know what he does. Yeah, and Will Friedle was great as I say his name as expecting you to know it. For clarity, Will Friedle was the voice actor for Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond, and he voiced Lionel in Thundercats 2011. He was great as Thundercats. Sorry, great as Lionel. Especially when he does the Thundercats whole, he does really good. he will never be the original voice actor, but for this version of Thundercats, he was perfect, perfect for Lionel, especially this version of Lionel. I love Will Fardell's voice, especially when he does his, especially when he did Batman Beyond, when he does I Am Batman. I love how he delivered that. Love it, love it. He's like, it's like you got the guy who's got him pinned down. He's like, you're pretty strong for some clown who's dressed up like Batman. I am Batman. Like, oh, please put that book back in print. I want to own Batman Beyond Blu-ray. I love that line. I am Batman. Since I mentioned Kevin Conroy voice, I might as well do a Kevin Conroy voice. Let me sit up for that one though, because I'm relaxing for a while. Let me sit. Let me stand up. Stand up. Let me sit up for to do the Kevin Conroy voice. I am the vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. That's as close. Like that's a bit throwing it. That was throwing it off a bit. Or even Superman. What's a good Superman line that Tim Daly or who's the original voice actor again for Superman the animated series? I'll do Superman versus the Elite because he used his voice for that one. Okay, what can that be? Who might that be? Why I keep getting these COVID-19 messages? Has anybody been getting any COVID-19 text messages on their phones? I wonder. Seems like you're the only person that's one of the seems like you're the only person that's still alive here, or Fisher Johnny. I think I should call a stream now. I think it's time to call a stream now. Be a good time to end it now. I think everybody's winding down, and I'm close to winding down myself. I'll leave it with my Superman. I'm gonna end it with my Superman. I'm gonna try my Superman voice. That's what I'm trying to say. Do my best Superman impression from the animated series. I mean, I already did it earlier when I did the Dark Side voice, but I'm gonna try a fake British accent with Manchester Black. But this is the famous line from Superman versus Elite, and this is gonna be my try on Superman, my Superman voice. Let me see if anybody's still. Okay, it's just me then. That's weird. I got one this morning. I got another one just now in the afternoon. But here we go. You think that's it? It's not over. You ponce twit? You think I'll just go to jail and rot? You're living in a dream world. Good. Dreams saves us. Dreams lift us up and transform us into something better. And on my soul, I swear that until my dream of a world where dignity, honor, and justice are the reality we all share, I'll never stop fighting. Ever. And that's my Superman voice. That's as close I can get with Superman. All right then, guys. I think 3.5 hours is good enough to stop it. I was hoping to go at least to 4 hours, but I think everybody's losing steam here. And before I end the stream, let me do the lineup again. Tonight is tonight is Professor Geek's book study of the Halloween tree, and I think he's supposed to be next week Tuesday. I believe he's doing the Halloween tree Hanna-Barbera animation, probably Sunday or Saturday, I think. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Fan Man, or Big Al's stuff. They're doing the Wolfman 2010, whichever whoever channel it is. It might be Big Al or it might be Fan Man's. Again, Saturday is Shaun of the Dead rewatch by Troy Papacelli. Ishii and Kat might be doing something on Saturday. I don't know what book they're doing on the Adventures of an Awful stream, but pick and choose who you want to join in on that one. Sunday will be my stream, which is me, Owen Lister, and Ivan doing the rewatch of Starship Troopers. Later on today, I'll be joining Mr. Matchstick stream. I'm not sure which anime we're doing this Sunday, but in between of that would be Study Hall with Age Boomer and Troy Pacelli. Monday will be Monday Night Muse with Sound Engraver. I'm not sure what it is that she's going to be doing that day, but tune in to hers as well. Again, Tuesday will be probably Halloween Tree animation with Professor Geek. Wednesday would be Green Line Girls stream of maybe Hitman 2 or no, it's Friday the 13th stream. It's Friday the 13th stream. Also, music with Birdman after Green Line Girl with H Boomer and Daniel Herron. And we will recycle. Also on Tuesdays and Thursdays will be more Wolf Commander Rambles. My streams. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Ow!